Your home for local sports is Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Welcome to Sports Radio 1350's High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of the York Revolution.
Henry has it, turns the corner, he's inside the 5, he's at the goal line, he's into the end zone. Andrew Henry, 7-yard touchdown run, would not be denied.
High school football plays here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports, and bringing you the best of the York Adams League every Friday night.
Campbell to throw, fires it, he has Terry Canes. Canes is into the backfield at the 20, tripped up at the 15, still going, is into the end zone.
Now let's head out to the stadium. With a call of tonight's game, here's Ron Ruman.
Good evening and welcome to Week 3 of York Adams League High School Football here on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA. Tonight we're live at Small Athletic Field in the city of York as the York High Bearcats host the Colts of Cedar Cliff. I'm Ron Ruman along with Gareth Hissong, and we're glad you're with us on another good night for high school football. This is the warmest night we've had of the three. We had football weather with the first two. Tonight we're here on the artificial turf for a battle of unbeatens. Both these teams, Gareth, coming in at 2-0 so far this season.
It's going to be an exciting matchup tonight. Both these teams have been extremely efficient and exciting on offense. It'll be a true test for both of these defenses tonight.
Yeah, I think it will. Bearcats are averaging about 32 points a game, and the Colts about 35 a game. They can both run the football and pass the football. So we may see some big plays tonight, and it could be an exciting game. Maybe the team that's able to play a little better defense will be the one that comes out ahead.
Right, as you mentioned, both teams really have a balanced attack. Both teams can break big plays. So what defense will really be disciplined, not let guys get behind the defense and stop those big splash plays? It'll be an exciting matchup tonight.
It should be, and this is the High School Football Game of the Week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine and our Flying Feet pregame show. Very glad you're with us here and what we think might be an exciting non-conference matchup here featuring the Mid-Penn and the York Adams League. So glad you're with us. We are going to take a break, come back with our Game Time PA coaches interviews. After this, you're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on 1350WOYK.com and Game Time PA.
We were with you when you were struggling with the challenges of being a young athlete, before the challenges of keeping fit while working 9 to 5, and long before Pilates and Zumba were even a thing. Flying Feet. Flying Feet sports shoes outfitted you as a young athlete. When you slipped into a new sport practically every season, you learned a lot, and you grew strong. Now that you're an adult, why stop? Flying Feet has the brands and the styles that will increase your performance no matter how you choose to maintain your fitness. Just like when you were a kid, when you shop Flying Feet, you know you'll walk away with the best fit and natural comfort. Flying Feet stocks fitness shoes and all kinds of fitness gear. So, what do you do these days? Trail walking? Working out on the track, on the street, in the gym? Sign up for exercise classes like Pilates, Zumba, or need shoes for weightlifting? It doesn't matter what you're into. You can always count on Flying Feet. It's the one sportswear specialty store that's truly ageless. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
GameTimePA.com is your home for local high school sports. Log on for all the scores, stats, photos, and more, plus live stream coverage of the area's can't-miss matchups all season long. Stay in the game no matter where you are with the free GameTime PA app. Download it directly to your iPhone or Android and get all the Game Time features you love when you're on the go. Available at the iPhone App Store, Android Market, and, of course, GameTimePA.com.
Mornings at 9, Dan Patrick on Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Welcome back to our Flying Feet pregame show. Tonight's feature, Cedar Cliff Colts visiting York High Bearcats. And joining us for our GameTimePA.com coaches interviews is head coach Cedar Cliff, Coach Colin Gillen. Coach, how you feeling tonight?
Good.
You're off to a 2-0 start and have pretty good offensive balance. Is that balance key for your team?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that we do basically hinges on teams having to defend the run and the pass. We want to look to stretch the field vertically, horizontally, put pressure on defenses that way.
You've used two quarterbacks thus far. Is that by design, and will it continue tonight?
Yeah, absolutely by design. Both kids work really hard. Both have good skill sets, so, we'll put them both on the field at certain times, and they both, bring their own things to the game.
Joining us, GameTimePA.com coaches interviews is head coach Colin Gillen of Cedar Cliff. Colin Dorsey has almost 400 yards rushing in 2 games for York High. Will you key your defense to stop him tonight and make the Bearcats try to beat you through the air?
Well, I think that they are an efficient passing team, but obviously I think their offense runs through Dorsey. He's great back. He's one of those kids that once he gets going, he's got a great top-end speed. So our goal is to try to be very gap sound on defense and limit those big plays.
Cedar Cliff is a top program in District 3. York High is off to a good start this year and trying to rebuild after a couple tough seasons. Do you feel like teams really get up to play you because of the program's long-term success? And does that make it harder getting ready for non-conference games?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of take it 1 week at a time. We try not to think about our former successes where, you're only as good as your next game, and we focus on preparation each week. And, every team is going to bring their best game to you. They're going to gun for you because they get excited to play you, and it doesn't really matter from that standpoint.
Coach, it was nice meeting you. I appreciate your time, and best of luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Coaches' interviews are brought to you by GameTimePA.com. Stay tuned for more of our pregame coverage after this.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
GameTimePA.com is your home for local high school sports. Log on for all the scores, stats, photos, and more, plus live stream coverage of the area's can't-miss matchups all season long. Stay in the game no matter where you are with the free GameTime PA app. Download it directly to your iPhone or Android and get all the Game Time features you love when you're on the go. Available at the iPhone App Store, Android Market, and, of course, GameTimePA.com.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Welcome back to York High for our Week 3 feature, Cedar Cliff, visiting the Bearcats. Our coach interviews are brought to you by GameTimePA.com. Joining us, York High head coach Russ Stoner. Coach, you're off to a 2-0 start after a rough year last year. Has the good start helped build a positive attitude?
Sure. Anytime that you can win your first 2 games, the kids feel a little bit better about themselves. We have a long way to go, but right now they feel good about what we're doing, and tonight we're just going to try to go out and play hard.
Colin Dorsey has almost 400 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2 games. What's the key to get a good start and keep him rolling through this game tonight?
I think he just has to do what he does. We were much improved on the offensive line. So it's not just big play. It's our guys are executing well. I think you'll see we'll get him the ball, and that's what it comes down to.
Joining us on GameTimePA.com coaches interviews is head coach of York High, Russ Stoner. Cedar Cliff has used 2 quarterbacks this year and has a balanced offensive attack, scoring almost 35 points a game. What do you need to do defensively against the Colts tonight?
I just think we got to do what we do. I think that we've got to rally to the football. We got to make gang tackles. There are multiple formation type of offense where they'll line up in 7, 8 different formations, and it's just about us doing what we do. And we'll see. We just got to play hard.
Cedar Cliff is a program with a history of success. Is this a game you can use as a gauge to see how much progress your squad has made in being able to compete with the top District 3 schools?
I think so. I think that at the end of the day, you got to tip your cap to them. They've done a great job over the years, and again, they have a nice football program again this year, and that's what we're trying to aim for. We're trying to build a football program back here at York High. So I think tonight, again, if we come out and we play hard and we eliminate mistakes, that'll be a huge step for our program.
Coach, I appreciate your time. Nice to get to see you again. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Hey, thank you very much.
Coach's interview is brought to you by GameTimePA.com. Stay tuned for more of our pre-game feature after this.
Hunters Hill Orthodontics is a longtime staple in the orthodontic care community. With offices in York and Dillsburg, our practice's top priority is to provide you with the highest quality orthodontic care in a friendly, comfortable environment. Call our York offices, 1910 Kenneth Road, at 6694 to make your appointment, or at 1399 South Queen Street, 885-5468. Or in Dillsburg, call 502-1186. We've got your smile at Hunters Hill Orthodontics.
If you're buying new flooring, besides clicking around the internet, you need to see Wecker's Flooring Center. You'll be excited by Wecker's new design center for luxury vinyl tile. Wecker's expanded hardwood and laminate departments will impress you. And Wecker's variety of carpeting and warehouse truckload buys on remnants and rolls is unmatched. But the reason to choose Wecker's is trust. From the buying experience to the installation. That's why they're voted best 11 years running. Wecker's Flooring Center, Route 30, Hallam Exit.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
And welcome back to WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA. Tonight, Revs just down the street here. They're playing for a playoff spot with the Lancaster Barnstormers. Revs need one win out of the weekend series to get into the playoffs, so Daryl Henry will keep us posted on that tonight. And lights are on over at Peoples Bank Park here. We're at Small Athletic Field, just, I don't know, a half mile or so, if that, up George Street here for York High and Cedar Cliff and the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. And time now, Gareth, for our look around the league brought to you by Hunters Hill Ortho. Going to start with a game tonight that's not being played. Red Line was playing Chambersburg tonight, and earlier today the Chambersburg School District announced that it was canceling this game and forfeiting it. There have been some posts on social media over the last couple of days about rumors about possible fighting and other issues at the game tonight, and the Trojan School District made the decision to cancel that game. I don't know, that's tough. Safety has to come first, but most of these kids don't play varsity until at least their junior year, some until their senior year, so you're talking one of 20 or in some cases 10 or 11 games these guys might have that are meaningful moments on the field for them. It's tough to take a game away from them like that.
It's really a cautionary tale, and I think it gets lost on these younger guys, not the players themselves, but talking about the fighting, the immaturity, the younger high school age. It's tough. We talked about it before. These guys don't get a lot of chances to play.
No.
And in high school, you look back, you have incredible memories, lifelong friends, lifelong memories. So to take away a game is really big. And you prepare so much through the off season, through the summer. And here it is, third week of the season. You're all jacked up. You're starting to get in the roll of the season, and you can't play because of some ancillary issues. It is. It's a cautionary tale, and it's upsetting, but I do understand the safety first.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, but it is tough. So that's, especially Redline, they're 2-0. This is their last game before league play. They obviously wanted Chambersburg struggling. They were hoping to get another win on the road, go into league play with a lot of momentum. Now they're going to have to deal with that, just not playing for a week and then starting league play, having been off the field for 14 days. That's not easy either.
And I circled that matchup through the summer because Ron Johnson, coach at Red Lion, his son, Tyler Collier, I believe is his first name. Tyler is a starter at quarterback, a sophomore. I know he got hurt in the first game. Not sure if he was going to be able to play tonight or not, but I thought that was a very interesting matchup with that factor.
Yeah, so unfortunate. All right, let's get to the games that are being played. Dallastown at Penn Manor. We saw the Wildcats with a big win over a struggling West York team last week. On the road, Penn Manor 0-2 right now.
Penn Manor 0-2. Lost actually to Cedar Cliff last week. Penn Manor has had very good teams in the last few years. A little bit on a snide this year. Be interesting to see if Dallastown can beat them, as they played their neighbors Hempfield in week 1 and took a loss.
Yeah. And Hempfield, speaking of them, they're at Central. Both those teams 1-1. Central also with a win over West York, shutout loss to Power Cumberland Valley last week.
That was quite the measuring stick for Central, going up and playing Cumberland Valley, but this will be another good measuring stick against Hempfield. Be interesting to see the outcome of this matchup.
Solanco's at Northeastern. The Bobcats are 2-0, and I think that's a bit of a surprise. Now, maybe the teams they played haven't been top caliber so far, but they lost a lot of guys to graduation off that team that really was together for 2 years, went to the district playoffs both years. But so far, a good start for the Bobcats.
I'm going to continue the tune of a measuring stick and a benchmark. This is good for Northeastern. All these schools in York County to go play the LL League and see where they measure up, and it really makes these programs get better when you're playing against better programs. So interesting to see if Northeastern can top Solanco.
Carlisle's at Southwestern. The Thundering Herds 2-0. Southwestern a good win to start the season over Gettysburg, but they were whacked by Manheim Township 42-0 last week, so they're back home in the Corral tonight. And this is a game I'm sure that their new coach, Chris Heilman, is going to want them to come out and play hard.
Absolutely, and playing at home is a huge advantage for Southwestern because they're playing a tough Carlisle team. Good luck.
Okay. A couple teams looking for their first win. Spring Grove at Garden Spot. The Rockets lost a tough one on the road to Mechanicsburg last week. It was the Wildcats' first win in 21 games, so that had to be tough. Both these teams, they say, looking for their first win.
Both these teams trying to figure out their identity and continue to write the narrative for this season. See who gets their first win tonight.
Biglerville's at Susquehannock in Division II teams, Division II 3 teams. Biglerville 0-2. Susquehannock got a good win over Northern in the opener. Lost a competitive game to I think is a pretty good York Catholic team last week, and the Warriors are back home down in Glen Rock tonight.
Susquehannock much more competitive this year than they've been the last couple years. Look for them to come out on top against Biglerville.
A couple of other teams looking for their first win tonight. Dover's on the road at Redland. Redland, the other high school in the West Shore School District, along with Cedar Cliff. Dover's been in both their games, have been competitive in losses to Shippensburg and Steel High. Can they get over the hump tonight?
I really think with that comeback Dover had against Shippensburg, says something about their character, and I think they can come out with a win against Redland.
Eastern 1-1 on the road at Littlestown. The Bolts are off to a 2-0 start.
Bolts will continue to roll. I hear good things about them this year.
Manheim Central's at West York. The Barons are 2-0. West York 0-3, and we saw the Bulldogs last week. They're a young team still trying to find themselves.
Definitely not clicking on all cylinders. Made some mistakes, and they're young, but they showed some potential. Unfortunately, this week, they're not going to get it done against Manheim Central.
No, and this will be the end of a tough 4-game non-conference slate for West York.
But again, could continue the theme. It's great to get out and play these good programs.
Yeah, and I had an email with Jeremy Jones before our game last week, and they started off, with Governor Mifflin and then Dallas Central and then Dallastown, now Manheim Central. Then they have actually a bye because Division II is one less team than the other, so they got to play an extra game out, and they played that early in that week 0. So they'll have a week off before their league starts. And I said, I think you're going to be competitive in Division II, and I really think that's going to be the case. These guys are not going to see, by and large, the size or the depth of the teams that they've seen these first 4 weeks once they get into division play.
Quite the gauntlet they had to open up
it
with,
was.
But they'll be better off for it.
That's left over from the Ron Miller days, I think. A couple of other teams looking for their first win. Columbia at York Suburban. Suburban, I thought, got off to a pretty decent start against York Catholic. They lost. They were competitive throughout much of that game. They got blown out by Northeastern last week, which kind of surprised me a little bit.
I think York Suburban will be able to make enough plays tonight to win against Columbia.
Hanover, the Nighthawks are 2-0. They're on the road at Anvil-Cleona, and the Dutchmen are 2-1.
Interesting matchup. See if Hanover can continue their winning streak.
And a big one, York Catholic at Berks Catholic. Both these teams 2-0. The Irish were the only team they lost to last year, I believe, in the regular season. Berks Catholic got blown out by the team from Berks County. It's a perennial power. And we talk about measuring stick games. I think this is one where York Catholic can see if they've made some progress to be able to compete with a team like Berks Catholic.
I've been saying that it's good and it benefits these teams to go out and play against these better programs. Good on you for doing it. Let's see if it's paid off for York Catholic. Let's see if they've become more acclimated to playing these teams. See if they can compete with Berks Catholic tonight. All
right, and that's our Hunters Hill Ortho look around the league as we prepare for York High hosting Cedar Cliff on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. We're going to take a break and come back with our starting lineups from Trish Hauser, your local State Farm agent, after this on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to the Kelly Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates. For 5 years, and remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car, brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Today it seems everybody is offering a discount on car insurance, but at what price? Reduced protection and personal service. At State Farm, you can earn discounts and still get full service and dependable protection. From the world's largest car insurer, see me, Trish Hauser, 1865 Susquehanna Trail North, York, for the State Farm multiple line discount. With State Farm, you get an agent you can depend on and an insurance company you can trust. For the details on State Farm's multiple line discount, see me, Trish Hauser.
Your county, your team. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
We are back live at York High with our WellSpan Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Now is time for our State Farm Trish Hauser starting lineups. Not like a good neighbor, but better than a good neighbor is Trish Hauser. Starting on the offensive side for the visiting Cedar Cliff Colts at quarterback is Bobby Whalen. And also at quarterback, we will see him spelled by Chris Dare. They like to move Bobby Whalen into the slot, out wide on the perimeter, and use his athletic ability. At running back, Mike Dubas. Fullback, Caden Malone. At wide receiver, Brady Ebersol. Nick Yarnovic. Tight end, Justin Carter. At tackles for the Colts of Cedar Cliff, Dom Driscoll. Ian McCauley at guards, Tyson McDonald. Ben Gregory at center, Brandon Riggleman, the anchor of the offensive line. On defense for the Colts, at the ends, Austin Knoll, Justin Resto. Defensive tackles, Isaiah Tirado, Tyson McDonald. Linebackers, Don and Ball, Kevin Lusk. Safeties, Brennan Quigley, Alex Lance. Corner, Bobby Whalen, Brady Ebersol. And on the offense for the home team, York High Bearcats at quarterback, Micah Anciso. Running back, the captain, quite the playmaker, Khalid Dorsey. In the slot, the wide receiver, Dejor Stewart, another big playmaker. And at wide out, Rob Rideout. At tight end, Seth Bernstein. At tackles, Dwayne Beatty, Domir Banks. At guard, Trey Bernstein, Antonio Jones. And at center, Xavier Ramos. And on the defense for York High, they go 3 tackles on the inside. Nathan Phillips, Joshua Griffith, Maurice Pazel. At defensive end, Nigel Williams and Seth Bernstein. The linebackers, Josiah Smallwood, Jamal Watson. The defensive backfield, number 8, J.J. Bryant. Number 12, Robert Rideout. Number 16, Dante Wilson. Number 1, Dejor Stewart. That is your State Farm Trish Hauser starting lineup. And stay tuned. We will be back with our York Kia Keys to the Game.
Unique Physique is now accepting clients for personal training for mornings and evenings. Sports-specific training customized for your son or daughter's specific needs. Whether it's weight loss, toning up, or getting in shape, maybe an upcoming wedding, John Kirchner has helped train hundreds of satisfied clients reach their goals. John is a sports performance coach with a master's in exercise science and injury prevention. Improve your performance, get better, get stronger, get faster. Start now. Immediate openings available. Call John at 873-0234. Unique Physique, 3432 East Market Street, York.
Keep up to date on Penn State football all season on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. I'm Ron Ruben, and I'll have Penn State updates Wednesdays through Fridays. Hear from Coach James Franklin and key players as the Nittany Lions get ready for Saturday's game. Penn State updates are brought to you by your neighborhood SureSave Markets, financial advisor Dave Frankel, and Penn State York. Get the latest on Penn State football on your home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
If crazy is as crazy does, then at York Kia, crazy is all we do. It's Jeff Stahl from York Kia, where we're getting quite the reputation for doing the insane every day. Here's what's up with the crazy lease deals in September. Lease the 2017 Kia Forte for just $159 per month, a 2017 Kia Optima at just $199 per month, or a 2017 Kia Sportage all-wheel drive for just $229 per month, all with zero do-it signing, zero security deposit, and zero first month's payment, and free oil changes and PA inspections on select Kia. Think Kia? Think York. York. It ain't over yet. Jeff Stahl from York Kia again. I forgot the best part. We've got financing rates down to a crazy 0%. And we're still going for 100% credit approval, still giving out the highest trade-in deals, and every new Kia still comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty too. So come see me personally at my desk on the showroom floor. We've got a move on remaining 2017 Kias, and our crazy is your game. Think Kia? Think York. York.
Excludes tax and tax subject to credit approval. Offer ends 10/2/2017.
Live at the work of sports is on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And we're back at Small Field in the city of York. Ron Room and Gareth Hissong with you on the high school football game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. And the York High Bearcats in their home blue uniforms with the orange helmets and trim are taking the field here in front of the home fans, and they're visiting Cedar Cliff Colts in their white uniforms with blue numbers and trim are about to take the field on the other side. That's our matchup tonight, Mid-Penn versus York Adams. Both these teams undefeated at 2-0. Both teams with good high-powered offenses. We look at the Bearcats of York High, and so far they're averaging 237 yards a game on the ground, 81 through the air. And Cedar Cliff really putting up the numbers, 274 a game on the ground and 375. Well, that's total, 274 in 2 games, 375 through the air in 2 games. So, Gareth, both these teams can move it up and down the field, and we're looking at our York Kia keys to the game. So what do you see?
Impressive stats you just read off. What's also impressive for York High, average 35 plays a game. You can get 35 plays in a half.
Yeah.
So to have those kind of numbers with such a small amount of plays, those are explosive plays. So that's what York High has to do tonight. They have to use their explosive talent and hit on those big plays. Also, a matchup I'm really interested in watching tonight, Cedar Cliff, notorious for their football program year in and year out, perennial powers.
Right.
What they like to do on offense is really a pro style. They run a lot of different formations. They'll spread you out wide. They'll put a lot of guys, they'll bring in some big bodies and pound the ball. So when they do this, how is York High going to react?
Right.
Do the defensive coach for York High have these guys geared up and prepared so that no matter what formation comes out, they're ready to go? They're not worried about reading keys, trying to think their way through the game. They're prepared enough where they can just see and react and play aggressive, downhill, defensive, physical football. That'll be key for the Bearcats tonight.
And those are our York Kia keys to this game, Cedar Cliff and York High tonight in week 3 of our high school football coverage on WOIK1350.com, and the Colts of Cedar Cliff. And again, we'll keep you updated. Daryl Henry going to keep us updated every so often on the Revs' progress. They're playing just down the street here at People's Bank Park against the Lancaster Barnstormers. And the Revs need 1 game to clinch their second half and get into the league playoffs. So we're going to take a break, come back with our Fast Signs opening kick and our Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter after this on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. You've been listening to the Flying Feet pregame show on WOYK 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants help you with your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Visit our store next to Sam's Club in East York or visit us online at fastsigns.com.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Field. Ron Rubin and Garrett Hissong with you as we are just about ready to roll tonight for the York High Bearcats and the Colts of Cedar Cliff. And week 3 of high school football here on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA. And we have a ceremonial meeting of the captains and a coin toss. And out there with them tonight is Charles Buddy Sexton, a member of the class of 1959, the honorary guest for the coin toss. He's not only a graduate of York High, a former employee, retiring as an attendant security officer, a modern version of the old school truant officer. When he attended York High, he was on the basketball team and also sang in the chorus. And Mr. Sexton, along with Gene Nimmons Johnson from the class of 68 and Eddie Searles from the class of 75, have teamed up to plan an alumni dinner dance. It's going to be held on the 21st of October from 5 to 11. An all-you-can-eat buffet and an old-school dance with a live music DJ through the Weary Arts Group. The primary goal is to get together with alumni and see how they can be a positive influence on the students in the school of today. So I'm sure you can get more information from the York City School District on that. So Cedar Cliff won the toss. They deferred. So the Bearcats will receive the opening kick, and they'll go right to left here in our Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter. And Gareth, I'm sure we're going to see Caleb Dorsey early and often, 40 carries, 398 yards, and 6 touchdowns in the first 2 games.
What I'd like to see is us get some tickets so I can see you go to this dance and see some of your moves.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know if you want that or not. It can be illegal.
Dorsey is a big-time playmaker. Also in the slot position is Dejor Stewart. Very impressive athlete as well. They move him around and they can do a lot with him.
And it's going to be Reed Bertram booting it. And deep for the Bearcats is Dejor Stewart. Dorsey's one of the upmen along with Nigel Williams. And will be kicking from the near hash mark. Glad you're with us here. Leif Johnson's on the video for Game Time. And beautiful night, 79 degrees under cloudy skies here, or partly cloudy skies, small field. So warm evening here for week 3, but a nice one nonetheless. And glad you're with us on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on our Fast Signs opening kick. About to come your way.
Being so close to the Revolution Stadium, I think we might hear a couple of Revolution.
We might hear
one of my favorite.
They hit a home run. All right, here's our opening kickoff. Left-footed Bertram puts it. It's a short kick, going to be fielded by Rob Rideout at the 22. One of the upmen cuts to the near hash and is brought down. Nice open field tackle for Cedar Cliff by Mike Dubas, their starting running back, now on Rideout there. And the Bearcats are going to start 1st and 10 at about their own 28-yard line.
See, illustrated on the opening kickoff, that's going to be key for this defense of Cedar Cliff. Going up against these explosive athletes of York High, you're going to have to tackle in space, break down, good fundamentals, and finish plays.
A wide receiver each way, and the quarterback, Micah Anciso, is back in the gun, back on either side of him. 4-man front for Cedar Cliff, and Dorsey goes in motion away from us, a delayed handoff to Dejor Stewart, and he makes a cut, nice cut, up the field, gets about to the 30, and is brought down there. Initial hit was made by Austin Knoll, a senior defensive end for Cedar Cliff. It's a gain of about 2 for Stewart. It's going to be 2nd down and 8.
So we talked about the strategy on offense for Cedar Cliff, where they like to use a lot of different formations to confuse the defense. What you'll see out of York High is they will run some misdirection, some counter plays, and then try to get it out in space.
2 wides to the near side this time, and a man in the slot on 2nd and about 7. And there's a pitch to Dorsey looking for the corner, gets the corner 30, 35, 40, cuts back inside, almost made a man miss out near midfield. He's tipped up by Alex Lance, a defensive back there, but that's a gain to the 50-yard line, a gain of 19 for Caleb Dorsey, and a 1st down for the Bearcats.
Making a play in a key block is Dejor Stewart, 5'10", 180-pound junior. Helps out his running back, does him a solid, gets him on the edge for a 1st down.
Just underway here. Bearcats opening possession. 4 wide receivers now, 2 each way. And Stewart in a motion away from us. Fake it to him. Give it to Dorsey, trying to get outside, and does. Made the first man miss. Gets down to about the 47. Gain of 3. And filling there quickly was Donovan Ball and Kevin Lusk, 2 of the linebackers, to make the solid hit on Dorsey. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down and 7.
There you see some of the misdirection. Fake the sweep to the right, come back to the left. Good job by the defense, swarming to the ball, as 82 Justin Resto couldn't finish the tackle.
Bearcats no huddle offense are quickly to the line. Rolling to his right is Enciso looking to throw for the first time. Fires it, has a man wide open. It's Rob Rideout. His favorite receiver breaks a tackle at the 30, down the far sideline, the 15, the 10, and I believe he is into the end zone. Yes, he is. Rob Rideout, no flags, and that is going to be a 50-yard touchdown pass from Micah Enciso to Rob Rideout, and the Bearcats strike quickly with 10:24 still left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant opening period, and the Bearcats lead at 6-0.
Hey, big shot at wide out. It's Rob Rideout, and he does just that. Just like that, this home crowd, hear the exuberance. Looks like York High is going to go for 2.
They are. And they've got another man in a quarterback, and the PAT is good. That was Seth Bernstein, a quarterback who transferred from Eastern, who actually starts at tight end and defensive end here, and he completed that to Blake King on the 2-point conversion. So the Bearcats lead at 8-0, 10:24 left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Hunters Hill Orthodontics is a longtime staple in the orthodontic care community. With offices in York, is to provide you with the highest quality orthodontic care in a friendly, comfortable environment. Call our York offices, 1910 Kenneth Road, at 767-6694 to make your appointment, or at 1399 South Queen Street, 885-5468. Or in Dillsburg, call 502-1186. We've got your smile at Hunters Hill Orthodontics.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And welcome back to Small Field. Ron Ruman and Gareth Hissong with you. And the Bearcats strike quickly here on an opening drive. A long pass from Micah Enciso to Rob Rideout, and the Bearcats convert the 2-point PAT, and they lead it 8-0 here, less than 2 minutes in. Fast Signs kickoff now to come for the Bearcats here. Yarnovich and DeJesus are deep. Elijah DeJesus and Nick for Cedar Cliff. And approaching the ball for the Bearcats. And a high end-over-end kick taken by DeJesus at the 15 up the far hash. Has a little running room across the 30, across the 40, and is dragged down at about the 47-yard line. Making the tackle out there for the Bearcats was Isaiah Peterson. But a good return, and so Cedar Cliff's going to be in great field position at their own 47 or 48-yard line. Now time to get our Browns Orchards and Farm Market scoring recap, rather.
We said it. They don't need a lot of plays to make it into the end zone. York High goes 4 plays, 72 yards, a minute, 30 seconds off the clock in the first quarter. As a 48-yard touchdown strike, Micah Enciso to Rob Rideout.
And Chris Dare is going to start at quarterback. And Whalen's in motion. They throw it out to him, and the ball was tipped, and it's incomplete. As getting his hand up to hit, that was Nigel Williams from his defensive end spot. Got the left hand up, so Dare starts at quarterback. Whalen, they like to use him out there, and they were going for him on the first play, but it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Nigel Williams, undersized compared to the offensive lineman he faces, but the speed and the activity with his hands breaks up the play.
Whalen now at quarterback under center, hands it to Mike Dubas, who's hit in the backfield and dragged down. Great play by Maurice Fazel from his defensive tackle spot. He drops Dubas for a yard loss as he got great penetration that time, and it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Colts.
A welcoming sign for this home crowd. Off to a fast start on offense on the opening possession. Here they are on defense for the first time tonight, and they get Cedar Cliff behind the down and distance, facing a 3rd and 11 from the 47-yard line.
Now they go into the gun. They have an empty backfield, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, and it's Dare in the quarterback spot. Fires it across the middle, has his tight end Carter wide open behind the defense at the 20, being chased. He's inside the 10 and brought down at about the 4-yard line. As good hustle to make that up out there was J.J. Bryant for the Bearcats, but it's down to the 4-yard line, and there's a 50-yard pass completion from Chris Dare to his tight end Justin Carter, who got behind the defense. And it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Cedar Cliff Colts as they are in the Weckers Carpet red zone.
Great conversion for the Colts. Put the safeties in conflict. Wide open tight end in the middle. That was a play that York High should have capitalized on.
First and goal at the 4. Here's Dubas off the left side and spins away from his tacklers there. Broke a tackle at the 3 and gets into the end zone. Mike Dubas, the leading rusher for the Cedar Cliff Colts, coming into the game. Dubas had 116 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and he's into the end zone on a 4-yard run, and it's 8-6. The Bearcats lead it, pending the extra point with 9:20 left here in the Maple Donuts first quarter. Or, I'm sorry, the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter. A flag on the field, offside against the Bearcats, so this PAT from Reed Bertram will be moved in about 18 inches closer.
We said it was going to be an exciting matchup tonight. Didn't disappoint.
No. Snap is there, the set is down, and the left-footed kick is up and through. 9:20 left in the first quarter. It's York High 8, Cedar Cliff 7. Take a break on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK1350.com and GameTimePA.com.
Brown's Orchards and Farm Market in Loganville was built on teamwork, commitment, and passion. For over 65 years, Brown's has been a delicious destination for hand-picked fruits and award-winning bakery treats. As we celebrate football season, make Brown's Catering your tailgating headquarters for barbecue, party trays, wings, steamed shrimp, giant 2-foot subs, and more. Brown's applauds every football player, coach, cheerleader, band member, and parent for your teamwork, commitment, and passion for the game. Come to Brown's in Loganville to celebrate the big win. BrownsOrchards.com.
Hi, this is Tom McGinnis, the voice of the Philadelphia 76ers. You're on York's home for Sixers basketball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
And thank you, Tom. Sixers will be opening training camp soon, and a little optimism down in the city of brotherly love. Gareth, you're down there, maybe give you some Sixers tickets on the cheap, huh?
I'll be down there for sure watching those guys talk about some talented athletes.
Yeah. All right, so we are 8-7 here. The Bearcats leading Cedar Cliff 9:20 in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter. We have a Fast Signs kickoff coming, and we'll get our Browns, Orchards, and Farm Market scoring recap. Bertram approaches the ball, left foot's into it. End over end she goes, and it's going to hit at the 3 and into the end zone. Nice kick, as it was chased into the end zone that time by DeJure Stewart. So the touchback will give the Bearcats first and 10 at their own 20, and let's get our scoring recap.
Impressive drive by both teams on their opening possession. Cedar Cliff went 4 plays, 53 yards, a minute 3 seconds. They were faced with a 3rd and 11 and pop an impressive 50-yard play. Justin Carr, the tight end, open over the middle, takes it down to the 4-yard line. And finishing the drive is Mike Dubas, the 4-yard touchdown run. And here we are, 9:20 left in the first quarter. York High 8, Cedar Cliff 7.
And Ciso in the gun puts DeJure Stewart in motion toward us. And play fake, he fires it out. It's intercepted by the Colts at the 20 and tackled from behind by Stewart at about the 16 or 17-yard line. And making the play that time was Brennan Quigley, the strong safety, 6'1", 185-pound junior, dropped into the zone, read that perfectly, and made the pick. And the Colts are set up in the Weckers Carpet red zone here after the turnover at the Bearcats' 16-yard line.
Talk about it week to week when we see interceptions like this. The underneath defenders are tough to see. Quigley sitting in the zone, drops in, quarterback does the misdirection, doesn't see the defender, and Cedar Cliff is in business.
Whalen hands it off to Dubas, hole up the middle, cuts to his left, and is upended at about the 12-yard line. Gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. And making the hit, I think, for the Bearcats, Robert Wright out there that time. And they're going to mark this at the 12. It's going to be 2nd and 4 after the 4-yard gain by Dubas.
Got a great start for York High. It says game-changing type plays. Momentum killer, the interception, turnover.
8:40 still left here in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first. Now Whalen under center, backs in the eye behind him, single wide out, fakes to Dubas, rolls to his right, has his fullback out there, and it is Malone. Malone's pushed out of bounds just before he got it. No, he got into the end zone, they say, on the little swing pass to the fullback. Caden Malone was shoved out of bounds by Bryant, it looked like, just before he crossed, but he hit the pylon apparently, and the Colts answer with another touchdown, and they take the lead now 13-8.
Good execution, nice pitch and catch. Caden Malone makes it look casual. Gets past the goal line. Cedar Cliff on top.
So they cash in on the turnover, and Bertram in for the PAT. Snap is there, the set is down, kick is up, and it is good. And so the Colts lead at 14-8 with still 8:31 left in the first. We will keep it here because we're going to run out of commercials here pretty soon. And tell you what, that's we thought the scoreboard would be flashing, and so far it is. And Cedar Cliff on top now with 8:31 left in the first on the touchdown pass, and that came off the turnover. Interception by Brennan Quigley. So let's get our Browns, Orchards, and Farm Market scoring recap.
Did not take long at all. 37 seconds after set up at the 16-yard line of York High. Brought to you by an interception from the defense of Cedar Cliff, Brennan Quigley. And after 2 plays, it's capped off with a 5-yard touchdown pass. Quarterback Bobby Whalen connects with his fullback out of the backfield, Caden Malone. And we sit 8:31 left in the first quarter. The visiting Cedar Cliff Colts 14, York High Bearcats 8.
And that's Malone's 4th catch out of the backfield this year in 3 games, so they'll like to use him coming out of there in a little swing pass, and he made a nice run into the end zone. And we'll have a fast signs kick again coming from Reed Bertram. And deep is DeJure Stewart. Nigel Williams is up short, and end-over-end kick is going to be fielded. No, Stewart lets it hit at the 5 and bounces straight up, picks it up at the 6. Stewart up the near hash now, gets past the first wave, cuts to the far side at the 30, cuts back to 40, and is run down from behind near midfield at about the 46 or 47-yard line. And the tackle out there is made by Mike Dubas. And a nice return by DeJure Stewart. And they're going to mark this at the, looks like the 47-yard line. The Bearcats will start 1st and 10 from there, trailing it now 14-8 with still 8:23 left in our Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter.
Talk about sudden changes and how you react. See how York High comes out. As an athlete, a lot of different positions, especially quarterback, you have to develop amnesia when you make a mistake. And after throwing an interception, let's see how Micah Enciso responds.
He works out of the gun on 1st down. He's going to hand it to Dorsey. A little counter give. Dorsey looking for room. Gets to the 50. Good 3-yard run. Good hit there by Donovan Ball, 5'10", 195-pound junior linebacker. And it's a gain of 3 for Dorsey on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Bearcats. That was Enciso's 3rd interception of the year. He now also has 3 touchdown passes.
York High at midfield, moving from our right to left.
2nd and 7 now, wide receiver each way. And they give it, counter give to Stewart. He's hitting the backfield, fights his way back to the line of scrimmage. And he is wrestled down there by Justin Resto from his defensive end spot. No gain on the play for Stewart. Well, good penetration by the Colts defense that time, and it's 3rd down and 7 for York High right at midfield.
Been a frenetic pace
to
start to this game. Just now getting to catch my breath, and we're already at 14-8 Cedar Cliff over the Bearcats.
And we're still not halfway through this first quarter, so 3rd and 7 for York High right at the midfield stripe. And Ciso looks to the sideline now. Looks like he's changing up the play. Has 3 wide receivers. Takes the snap, play fake, looking to throw. Fires it deep down the near sideline, going for Jamison. Jamison has a step, makes the catch. Beautiful catch over the shoulder, and is taken down at the 10-yard line by Brady Ebersol. Oh, that was a pretty throw and an even prettier catch by Jamison. They're going to move it down to the, looks like they're going to spot this thing at the 12-yard line as a 38-yard completion from Enciso to Anthony Jamison, and the Bearcats are in the Weckers Carpet red zone, 1st and 10 at the Colt 12-yard line.
A stupendous catch from Anthony Jamison, a contested catch. Great defense by Brady Ebersol. Step for step right there, contested with the hand. Jamison pulls it in anyway.
They give it off to Dorsey off the right side, gets close to the 10, then he's hit and wrapped up and driven back by a bunch of guys in white shirts. They're going to mark it just outside the 10, so gain of about 2 for Dorsey on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from just outside the Cedar Cliff 10-yard line.
Again, with the efficiency on offense make the most out of every play. York High, their first possession, only 4 plays, and they travel 72 yards for a score. Here we are about to take the 5th play, the snap of this drive, and they've already traveled just under 50 yards, knocking on the door.
2nd and 8 just outside the 10, and Ciso out of the gun and fakes it to Dorsey, looking to throw, fires it toward the end zone. There was contact. Bearcats looking for a flag, but it was pretty well overthrown, the defense there by Whalen, as they were going for Seth Bernstein that time near the goal line, but no flag, and I think a good no call. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at the 10.
Good play, right thought by the quarterback, and Bobby Whalen on defense going for the ball. That's why there was no call there. Good defense down the goal line. You got to earn these points down here, Bearcats.
And on 3rd down and 8 now at the 10-yard line. You're going to pitch it to Dorsey looking for the corner. He's at the 10, makes a quick cut up the field, and is dragged down and around the 2 or 3 yard line. Now, he can get a first down without scoring, but I don't think he quite made it. Looks like Resto and Whalen were there to drop him there. It's going to be close, but I don't think he got the distance. He did not. He's a half a yard short. And so it's going to be 4th down now and about a half a yard, and the Bearcats are going to take their first time out here and decide what they're going to do here on 4th down. They need to move it about a foot or a foot and a half to get a first down, and they're just outside the 2 to get it into the end zone.
Russ Stoner is a defensive guy, aggressive by nature. Got to imagine he's going to take a shot and go for it here. Absolutely.
Well, we saw Dorsey's speed there as he ran to the outside and made that quick cut up field, Gareth, and boy, it didn't take long for him to really be in that extra gear moving downfield.
And good on York High for being able to get out to the perimeter like that. So far, I've seen a great illustration from this defense of Cedar Cliff. They're not a team that's really going to blitz a whole lot and bring a whole lot of pressure. They're very gap-oriented team, disciplined team. You've seen that they've been holding their gaps, doing a great job. And York High has just been able to get out on the perimeter and break contain from this defense. See if they try to get on the perimeter again as York High comes out with a 4 wide receiver set.
All right, and it's 4th down, a half a yard, and Ciso goes under center now. Takes the snap, quarterback sneak, and did he get into the end zone? Haven't seen a signal yet from the official. I don't think he scored, but he certainly got the first down. There was good forward movement by the interior part of that line by the Bearcats, and he's down to about the half-yard line. So the QB sneak by Ciso gets him knocking on the door, and it's 1st and goal. Bearcats quickly back to the line of scrimmage now. That ball is not more than about 6 or 8 inches off the goal line, and Ciso now walks up under center again. They may try this sneak again. They're so close, and they do, and they move him forward, and Ciso is into the end zone. Micah Ciso with the 1-yard touchdown run on the quarterback sneak. And the Bearcats have tied it at 14 with 5:48 left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter.
We see some teams that move the ball up and down the field but don't finish in the red zone. York High did a great job of staying with it, sticking to the game plan, and finishing their drive. Get this game tied up. They're going to go for 2, see if they can get back on top.
And Bernstein will be the quarterback for the PAT as he was the last time. And the Bearcats huddle up now to see if they can break this 14 all-time. We're just past the halfway point of the first quarter. We have 4 touchdowns already. So they have a 3rd digit on the scoreboard here. We may need it tonight.
I'm going to need a few more waters so I can
no kidding.
Get prepared for this recap at the end of the game.
Bearcats break the huddle to go for the 2-point conversion. Bernstein will go from the gun. He has right out up top, and DeJure Stewart to the near side here as the Bearcats go right to left. Puts Stewart in motion. Takes it to him. Bernstein's going to run, and he's going to be stopped short. Play was made there by Kevin Lusk, a sophomore linebacker. So Bernstein is stopped on the PAT, and with 5:48 left in the first, it remains York High 14 and Cedar Cliff 14 on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. We'll keep it here. We have an update, not good news from People's Bank Park. Darrell Henry texts over that the Barnstormers are up 6-0 at the end of one. So I would imagine we've had a Maple Donuts pitching change already for the Bearcats, or for the Revolution rather. So Revs need one win out of 3 to clinch the playoff spot. So not an auspicious beginning for them. We will keep you posted on the pennant chase for the Atlantic League playoffs here. Not a good start for the Revs tonight. But an exciting game here. And we'll get you a couple of scores from our scoreboard when we have them here. A lot of the games, no scores in yet, but right now let's get our Browns, Orchards, and Farm Market scoring recap.
Plenty of scoring here and absolutely no reason to change the guys throwing the ball here tonight at Small Athletic Field. On the last drive for York High, 7 plays, 53 yards, 2 minutes, 34 seconds off the clock. Finished the 1 yard quarterback run. Micah Enciso gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. 2-point conversion has failed at 5:48 left in the first quarter. We are knotted 14-14.
And our Fast Signs kickoff coming now for the Bearcats. Josiah Smallwood will boot it, and it's along the ground, a squibber, and it hit the man in the face mask, but he picks it up. That's Quigley, the guy that had the interception. He's out to the 39-yard line on the return there, and I think Smallwood made the tackle. So Cedar Cliff will start a market actually at the 40, 1st and 10 for the Cedar Cliff Colts there with 5:42 left here in the first quarter. Get you a scoreboard update from York Traditions Bank. First quarter, West York up on Manheim Central 6-3. Boy, that'd be something if the Bulldogs could pull that one off, but it's early. DeLone leading New Oxford 7-0 in the first. The Squires looking for their third in a row. Northeastern up on Solanco 14-7 in the first. And that's what we have for you right now. Most of the games, no score reported as of yet. Dare in the QB slot now in the gun, takes the handoff, run the option, pitches it to Dubas. Dubas gets the corner at the 40, out to about the 45, where he is brought down there by Jamal Watson, a 5'9", 140-pound senior cornerback in run support. Gain of 5 for Mike Dubas. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Colts at their 45.
A little bit of mix-up of the play calls there sometimes. Most times when Cedar Cliff likes to spread guys out, they usually throw it. Here they are with the pro set. Expect them to keep it on the ground.
2nd down and 5. Dare under center, hands it to Dubas off the right side, has a nice hole, spins away from a tackler into the secondary, still going down the far sideline. He's inside the 20, and they are not going to catch him, and Dubas goes 55 yards. I see no flags. Nice hole initially, and then Dubas with a spin move, getting away from the defender, and he takes it into the end zone, 55 yards. 4:59 left still in the first, and Cedar Cliff 20, York High 14.
Dubas is a fun guy to watch. He's been bestowed with impressive talents. He's deserving of every award and accolade he receives.
Wow. And Bearcat jumps offside, so this PAT will be moved in another 18 inches again for Bertram. Wow, they really are burning up the scoreboard here tonight. We may set some kind of record before we're done. I don't know.
Mr. Dubas, 2nd rushing touchdown tonight, 4th of the season.
Cedar Cliff averaging 35 a game coming in. York High 32, and a flag flies again before they even get lined up. So I'm not exactly sure what they're saying here. I guess the Bearcats lined up offside, but so you can't move it much further in. PAT to come. Snaps there, the set's there, the kick is up and through. So it's Cedar Cliff 21 and York High 14. We'll still keep it here, 4:59 left in the first. And tell you what, the scoreboard is getting to work out here. See if you have any other scores to report on our York Traditions Bank scoreboard for you here. And not really. We got Gettysburg up on Waynesboro 14-0 in the first, and Bermudian leading Shippensburg 7-0 in the first. Bit of a surprise there, but most of the games no score reported yet. So we'll hope to get some more scores in here very soon, because it's 7:30. So you think most of these games got to be end of the first quarter, because they haven't had 5 touchdowns like we did. Let's get our Browns, Orchards, and Farm Market scoring recap then.
The high-octane offense continues for both teams. Cedar Cliff Only needs 2 plays to travel 60 yards in 43 seconds. An impressive, nice spin move and up the middle. A 55-yard touchdown scamper. Mike Dubas does the honors. And we sit with 4:59. Cedar Cliff with a 7-point advantage, 21-14.
And our fast signs kickoff from the Colts. Bertram approaches it and boots it. A low line drive, and it's going to get by Stewart into the end zone. So a lot of touchbacks. He's a good kicker. The Bearcats will start at the 20. Somebody's got to play some defense here tonight, though. We haven't seen much. In fact, we've scored on every possession, right, so far, I think? No, well, the one interception. Bearcats had the turnover. That's been it. So
they call that a slugfest.
Yeah.
Back and forth, trading punches. Who's going to flinch first? Who's going to make those mistakes?
All right. Well,
we saw the Bearcats with the interception.
Right.
Cedar Cliff capitalized on that. See if that is a difference maker in this ballgame.
21-14 Cedar Cliff. Dorsey has carried it 5 times for 34 yards so far for the Bearcats, with a long run of 19. And they whistle play in now, and Ciso working from the gun. 3 wides up top, single back. Wide receiver to the near side. He handed Dorsey, hole up the middle. Dorsey at the 30, following his blockers, 35-40. Dorsey down the near side, crossing midfield, and they are not going to catch Caleb. He's inside the 10 and goes the distance, and I see no flags. 80 yards for Caleb Dorsey into the end zone in what is becoming an unbelievable game. 4:47 left in the first quarter, and it's 21-20. Cedar Cliff up pending the extra point.
Full throttle on offense. Another big score and a splash play. 80 yards. Some impressive offense here tonight and woeful defense.
Yeah.
And that was really the story building up to this game. We talked about it, and obviously both teams didn't listen to our broadcast. Because these offenses have been explosive.
Bernstein in for the 2-point attempt, gets it to Stewart. Stewart hitting the backfield and brought down. So the PAT is no good. Nice penetration by Donovan Ball. And so it remains Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. And I think I could even do this scoring recap, but I don't want to deprive you. So go ahead.
Ron, did you see what Nick Yarnovic did on that last play?
I did not.
He comes up, does not let the runner get out on the edge. He sets that edge, allows the defensive help from the inside come out to make the play. And it's that kind of discipline, time and time we've seen on both sides of the ball for Cedar Cliff. Great on York High to be able to make those explosive plays regardless of the good defensive discipline play of Cedar Cliff. Speaking of impressive plays, it was Khalid Dorsey taking the lid off the defense, going 80 yards for the score. And after a failed 2-point conversion, York High 20, Cedar Cliff 21 with 4 minutes, 47 seconds left in our first quarter.
Wow. All right. Josiah Smallwood will boot it for the Bearcats on the near hash on the 40 for a fast signs kick. And there's the boot, end over end. It's going to be fielded by Whalen, who drops it at the 12, picks it up, comes up the far hash, now cuts back to the middle of the field, and Whalen is hit by Bernstein, and a host of Bearcats then at about the 37-yard line. So the sometime quarterback, sometime running back, sometime receiver returns kicks as well for the Colts, and they're 1st and 10 at their own 37, leading at 21-20 with 4:38 left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter. It's like Arena League football here.
It's fun to watch. It's not fun to recap at the end of the game.
No, I'd like to see a little defense, though. A little defense. It'd be a good time for the Bearcats to start here if they can do that. 1st and 10 at the 37 for the Colts with wide receiver up top. Tight formation otherwise. 2 backs in the backfield, and Whalen and flag flies. Play fake, fires it deep downfield. He's got his man Alex Lance behind the defense at the 30. He's brought down at about the 28-yard line. So that would be a 35-yard pass completion if it stands. We'll see what this flag is. And looks like it might be a legal procedure against Cedar Cliff. And that it is. So that's going to wipe out that 35-yard pass. nicely thrown by Whalen to Alex Lance, who is a 6'2 receiver. But it's going to be wiped out, and they'll mark it back to the 32, and it'll be 1st and 15.
So in a contest like this, it seems like it's pretty evenly matched. Both offenses cannot be stopped. What's going to be that game-defying play? Usually you can pick 2 or 3 things. Is it going to be the interception we saw from York High? Is it going to be a penalty that takes a big play away from Cedar Cliff and maybe stops their drive?
Lance and Yarnovich up to the top of the formation on 1st and 15. A keeper by Whalen. Whalen carrying guys with him out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line, a gain of 10, and finally bringing him down out there for the Bearcats was Nigel Williams, but at a gain of 10 by Whalen, it'll be 2nd down and 5.
The grit of some of these guys. Nice run by the quarterback. That's the guy that they will spell it quarterback. They will bring in Chris Dare so that they can use Bobby Whalen's talent either running or in the slot.
Under center, 2nd down, gives it to Dubas. The deep back, a hole is open, and he is hit hard at about the 44-yard line. Nice job of filling the hole that time by Jamal Watson. Listed at just 140 pounds at linebacker, but he brought the lumber to Dubas that time. They'll mark it out about the 45, so it's a gain of 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 2 from there for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
3rd downs are critical. Cedar Cliff approaches the 45-yard line. Move from our left to right. See if York High can get off the field.
Backs in the eye. Dubas has it, and Dubas is going to have the 1st down as he is shoved back, but he got out to the 49-yard line. So a gain of 4, a good surge by the left side of that offensive line to get that hole for Dubas. Moves it out to the 49, 1st and 10 for the Colts.
Great resolve from Cedar Cliff. They made a big play on their 1st down. Got called back, and then they're set up at 1st and 15. They're able to convert, get the 1st down, and continue with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 49 now, 3 wide receivers to the near side. And Dare at quarterback, and he fires it out quickly for Whalen, who had to reach back, almost made the grab, was thrown behind him, but he couldn't pull it in. Incomplete pass. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Saw some of the usage and creativity of this offense. They come out as if they're going to go with the pro set, 2 tight end set. They use that personnel, and then they line up with 3 wide receivers and try to take advantage of the numbers game on the perimeter, the wide side of the field. Unable to convert as Whalen just misses his target.
Colts reset now, and Dare in the blitz comes. Dare gets it away just in time. It was a little bubble screen. Did the Bearcats pick that off? No, it hit the ground as they were trying to run a bubble screen. The Bearcats had the blitz. It was a good call. They were going for Whalen, but he missed him. And trying to make that diving interception was Blake King, but the ball hit the ground first. So it's now going to be 3rd down and 10, and the ball is at the Colt 49-yard line.
This defense likes to keep speed on the defensive front. Great job by the senior Nathan Phillips, bringing the pressure, forcing Bobby Whalen to get it out before he is prepared. Almost throws an interception, and another 3rd and long for the Colts.
Dare at the QB, puts a man in motion. It's Ebersol toward us. Going to throw, swings it out to Dubas. A little swing pass, but he is hit and is going to be dropped well short. He got about 3. Well defense that time by the Bearcats, and looks like Maurice Fazell from his defensive tackle spot hustling out there to help on the stop. So it's a gain of 3, but well short of the 1st down. And it's going to be 4th down now, and we're going to have our first unique physique punt of this game, it would appear, as dropping back into punt formation for Cedar Cliff will be Nick Yarnovich. And he gets a good snap, a lot of pressure, got it away. Good high kick. Bearcats are going to get away from it, let it bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, and rolls to the 10-yard line. So with 2:25 left here in the first, the Bearcats will take over after our first defensive stop of the night. That's news, folks. The Bearcats will take over trailing Cedar Cliff 21-20 with 2:25 left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter.
Typically you see that 3rd and 10, take a conservative play on offense, play the field position battle, Bearcats backed up in the shadow of their own field goal post at the 10-yard line, moving from our right to left, but typically doesn't. The standard doesn't work when you're playing an offense like this. They'll go the whole length of the field.
And Enciso hands it off to Dorsey. Dorsey trying to get outside, can't do it. Played well that time by Justin Resto, and a gain of 1 for Dorsey, and it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 11-yard line.
And quite the slugfest back and forth. York High answers on defense. Let's see if Cedar Cliff can answer the bell and get a stop on defense. Try to get the ball back. 2nd and 9 for the Bearcats from the 11-yard line.
And Cecil work out of the gun. He's got 2 wides near, 2 up top as well. Single back in motion away from us goes Stewart. Fake it to him, give it to Dorsey. Hole up the middle, and Dorsey out to the 20 into the 21-yard line. Donovan Ball from his linebacker spot along with Brennan Quigley, but it's enough to move the sticks as they gets it out to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 10 and a first down for the Bearcats.
Pave the way, big fellows. Running behind the right guard and right tackle, Dwayne Beatty, Antonio Jones. Wonderful job opening up the hole as the backfield action slows down the linebackers in the flow. And then your big guys up front paving the way for a first down.
And Ciso on first down hands it off in the backfield to, I believe that was Dorsey. He's hit and dropped for a loss. And it is Dorsey. Good penetration that time by the Colts. And it's Justin Resto again. He's having a nice game from his defensive end spot. Loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 11.
York High and their tactics almost working on me, lulling me to sleep up here with these runs. And watch out for these talented receivers. They're going to try to take the top off the defense.
4 wide receivers, 3 up top, 1 near side on 2nd and 11. And Ciso rolling right, looking to throw, fires down the field, and he overshoots everybody. Whalen was the closest guy for it as Stewart was running down the far sideline, but it was well overthrown. And it's going to be 3rd and 11 at the Bearcat 20. Quick scoreboard update from York Traditions. Hempfield leading Central 7-3 in the second quarter. Manheim Central now taking a 10-6 lead on West York in the first. And that's about all we have. Still not no scores from most of the games tonight, so I don't know if we're going to get them tonight or not. We'll pass along what we can. So here it's 3rd and 11 for York High at their own 20. They trail Cedar Cliff 21-20 with 39 seconds left in the Stony Brook Family Restaurant first quarter.
If you don't risk it, no biscuit. York High tries to take a shot downfield. Here they are with 3rd and 11.
And Ciso play fake, swings it out to Stewart in the flat at the 20, gets by Ebersol, but Ebersol returns to make the tackle, and a flag flies at the end of the play. It was a gain of about 5. Quigley and Ebersol on the stop. That flag came in right at the end. I didn't see it. Didn't look like a face mask or anything. Let's see what this is, though. It's like right at where the tackle was being made, and it's a hold on York High. I would think Cedar Cliff will decline this. It will be 4th and 5 at the 25, and the holding is declined, so that will set up a 4th down and most likely a punt. It was a 5-yard gain on the pass from Enciso to Stewart.
Still waiting to see which team flinches first. It's been an absolute slugfest back and forth. Scoring back and forth. Defense come out. York High gets their first stop on defense. Cedar Cliff follows suit.
Stewart drops the ball, and he kicks it with the left foot. Got it out of there. It's high and out of bounds, and Cedar Cliff's going to be in Bearcat territory with 24 seconds left in the quarter as they mark this thing. Still walking down the sideline, marking at the 45. So 1st and 10 from there for the Colts at the Bearcat 45, and Cedar Cliff leading at 21-20, and it has been a wild first quarter here. Ton of offense. But now each team has gotten a stop on defense.
So we see exactly how it works out. Coach for Cedar Cliff set up with a 3rd and long last time. The conservative play the field position battle. Here they are set up in York High territory.
And Dubas off the, trying to run off the left side, but nothing doing. Josiah Smallwood right there to make the hit. And it's going to be no gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 as as Maurice Fezel was in on the stop as well. But good defense that time by the Bearcats. And that's going to end the first quarter. It's been a wild one after one. Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. Broadway transmission second quarter comes your way next on the High School Football Game of the Week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Serving York for over 50 years, Vito's Pizza. Check out their daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Two slices of pizza and a small soda for only $3.99, or a small sub for only $4.25. Monday night, 2 large cheese pizzas for only $15.99. Tuesday, a large stromboli and large pitcher of soda just $11.99. Wednesday, a large cheese pizza and large pitcher of soda just $11.49. Vito's open till midnight Monday through Thursday till 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays. Dine in at 1734 South Queen Street, York, or get carried call 843-1143.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
And we're back at Small Field. Ron Ruben and Gareth Hissong with you, ready to start the Broadway Trans second quarter, and it's going to be second down and 10 rather for Cedar Cliff at the Bearcat 45. Colts leading the Bearcats 21-20 after an explosive first quarter. And Bobby Whalen under center now with backs in the eye behind him. They give us to Dubas. Dubas a hole off the right side. And then it closes. He gets down to about the 47, gain of 3 or so. And the interior of that defensive line for the Bearcats doing the job. They got a guy number 10 out there. I don't know who that is. I don't have a 10 on my roster. Maybe it's Nathan Phillips. I don't know. He was 48, but he made the hit, whoever it was. So it's a gain of 3, and it'll be third down and 7 now for the Colts. Maybe we can ask our friends in the next booth here when we get a break. Third and 7 at the Bearcat 42-yard line now. Whalen is under center. Oh, and the offensive lineman moved. I saw that there, the right tackle, Dom Driscoll. So that's going to cost him 5. It'll be third and 12. One other score for you from your traditions. Littlestown up on Eastern 7-0 in the first. But again, we are missing many scores tonight, so may not be able to pass them along to you. Sorry about that. We call game time.
Back it up to a third and 12 for Cedar Cliff. See if they try to go conservative, play the field position battle, or if they're going to take a strike downfield.
3 wides come to the near side now as the Colts go right to left, and Dare fires it out to Whalen in the flat, and he is nailed. He is taken down right there by DeJure Stewart, who would not let him get away as they try to swing it out to Whalen and let him make a play, but Stewart is there to actually drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it's going to be fourth down and long, and so it's going to be a unique physique punt. So after nobody stopping anybody for a long time, now we'll have 3 punts in a row as Dare goes back in punt formation for the Colts. Gets it away. Again, pressure coming. Good kick, fielded at the 16-yard line, and Stewart makes a couple guys miss, comes to the near side. He's at the 50, and it's hit from behind and brought down there into Colt territory. Dare and Whalen, the 2 quarterbacks, combining on the stop, and a nice return, about 35 yards by DeJure Stewart. And the Bearcats will start in Cedar Cliff territory at around the Colt 47, 48-yard line.
Good momentum going for the Bearcats. Good stops on defense. Seems like they settled in on that side of the ball. And after they went 5 plays and a punt on their last possession, this is their first time starting in Cedar Cliff territory to see if they can capitalize.
At the 47, 3 wide receivers up to the top, and Ciso in the pocket fires it just as he was hit. Oh, and that was right in the hands of Brennan Quigley. Would have been his second interception, but he couldn't bring it in. Should have had it hit him right in the number 3 on his jersey as the pressure came from Mike Dubas, blitzed untouched from the right cornerback spot and hit Enciso just as he was letting it go. But the Bearcats dodge one there, and it's 2nd and 10.
Enciso gets absolutely belted as he lets go of the pass. Nice pressure from this defense. I said they're not a big, high-pressure, aggressive defense, but they will bring it, and they will finish.
Yep. 2nd and 10, Stewart in motion toward us. Fake it to him, give it to Dorsey up the middle, has a nice hole, and runs hard into the secondary. Donovan Ball on the stop along with Mike Dubas at the 41. Gain of 6 for Dorsey, and it's going to be third down and 4 from there.
Another critical third down situation. See if Cedar Cliff can get a stop and get their defense off the field.
Two wides near side, one up top, back split behind Anciso in the backfield on 3rd and 6. And they hand it Anciso on a keeper. Nice play fake by Anciso, and he turns the corner and gets the first down. Bobby Whalen with the ankle tackle, but not until he's down to the 33-yard line. Nice play fake by Anciso, and he picks up 8 and moves the sticks for the Bearcats.
Like to see your defense bend it down and hold that edge. You always have a designated.
On first down, Anciso handing it to Dorsey, but he is hit in the backfield. Justin Resto again making the penetration, and then several of his teammates coming in to help clean it up there. Tyson McDonald, Donovan Ball in the backfield, and they're going to mark this at the 30, I believe it's the 37-yard line. That will be a loss of about 3, and it will be from there second down and about, so mark it at the 38, loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Has to be fun to have this kind of a potent offense. Be set up at 2nd and long and still know that you can just make a splash play.
Anciso play fake, swings it out to DeJour Stewart in the flat, gets a good block and runs down to the 31-yard line. Bernstein with the block there to make it possible for him to get the yardage before Mike Dubas on the stop. Down to the 31, that's a gain of about 7, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 from there.
Approaching 4-down territory for the Bearcats.
Ball at the Colt 31 now. Anciso in the gun, 3 wides up top, 1 near side, and coming charging across is Isaiah Tirado, a 235-pound junior defensive tackle. Nailed the Bearcat offensive lineman, but who moved first? And we will see. It's offside against Cedar Cliff, so that'll make it 3rd down and 2 as they'll move the ball to the 26 of Cedar Cliff.
Masterful job by the senior quarterback, Micah Anciso, mixing up his cadence. The defense to jump off sides.
Tirado got a free shot on Antoine Jones that time, the offensive guard. And on 3rd and short, and Dorsey's hit right at the line and spun around. He's not going to get it. He's going to get 1 yard to the 25, but nice defensive play. Resto finished him off, but I think it was Ball that made the initial hit that time. Or no, actually, it was guy in the middle there and trying to pick up the number. Looks like 53 for Cedar Cliff, and that would be Anthony Jones. So gain of just 1 for Dorsey. 4th and 1, and the Cats are going to go. Ball at the Colt 25-yard line. Anciso in the gun. Takes the snap. Pitches it to Dorsey, trying to get wide. And is he going to be able to turn the corner? He did at the last minute. Flag flies from about 25 feet away. Dorsey got the yardage for the first down, picked up about 2. A couple of guys missed him but forced him wide. He was able to stay in bounds, but a flag flies and maybe a hold against York High. We'll see. That flag came from the back judge, and that it is a block. It was a hold. So that's going to wipe out the first down. They'll mark it off, and it'll be 4th down and much longer. We'll see if the Bearcats go for it here or if they go for the punt. Flags at the 29. It's a 10-yard spot foul, so move it to the 39, and from there will be 4th down and about 4th down about 15.
Really quite the coincidence that both these teams are just going back and forth. One team scores, the other team scores. One team stops on defense, the other team gets a stop on defense. We saw Cedar Cliff in some good situations, about to convert on 3rd, 4th down, get a penalty, takes them back, and kills the drive. See if the Bearcats can overcome their penalty. And they're faced with the 4th and 15.
They're going to go. The ball's in Cedar Cliff territory, but we have a timeout taken by York High. They're second in the half. 7:07 left in the half. Cedar Cliff by 1 on the high school football game of the week presented by Wellspan Sports Medicine.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Coatman. Coatman Kunkel Insurance.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And it's going to be 4th and 15 when we return here. And Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. So the Bearcats have the ball at the Colts 39-yard line after the holding penalty wiped out the first down run by Kayla Dorsey. They're going to go for it in Cedar Cliff territory here. And Cecil will set up in the gun. He's got two wides out, one each way, and two guys in the slot. Now puts DeJour Stewart in motion toward us. And he rolls to the right. Still looking to throw, and Cecil's going to tuck it and run now, and he's going to get hit by Donovan Ball and nailed at the 35-yard line. So picked up 4, but needed 14. And so on downs, the Bearcats will turn it over to Cedar Cliff at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Colts.
Exactly the kind of response you need to see from this Cedar Cliff defense. Get the stop, get the ball back for the offense. So York High had a lot of momentum after 2 defensive stops, started the drive in Cedar Cliff territory, and rebuffed after getting a penalty.
Alex Lance is the sole wide receiver up to the top, backs in the eye. They give it to Dubas, the deep back, and he gets off right tackle and fights his way out to the 39, gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as Rideout and Smallwood on the stop.
So we've seen it a few times tonight with these penalties being drive killers. See if Cedar Cliff can bounce back on offense.
2nd down at about 7 from the 39 now, and give it to Dubas again, this time off the left side. Little hole, but not a lot. Gets to 2 or 3 as the initial hit by Deontay Wilson. They'll move it out to the 42. That's a gain of 3 more, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 4, long 4 from there for the Colts.
And again, we've had a lot of these exciting, critical 3rd down situations. Both teams about 50% so far on the 3rd down conversions.
And both defenses have picked it up here in the 2nd quarter. First 5 possessions we had scores, and since then it's been much better defense. So 3rd down and about 4, Cedar Cliff, and the play fake Whalen rolling to his right. He's going to keep it and run. Whalen has the 1st down, made a nice cut and crosses midfield and rumbles down to the 45-yard line before he is finally brought down out there by our mystery man wearing number 10. And a nice run by Whalen, and that moved it, let's see, they were on the 42. That's a gain of 13 for Whalen and a 1st down. Into Bearcat territory at the 45. Colts by 1, 5:30 left of the Broadway Trans 2nd quarter.
Nice run for the 1st down. You see where the defense, both sides, need to make plays in space to win this ball game and stop these explosive offense.
And Whalen on a 1st down pass overshot his tight end Resto out in the flat. And there was coverage there by the Bearcats, so it is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Whalen had 115 yards rushing coming into this game and 2 carries. He now has 23.
As Seth Bernstein at defensive end, 6'2", 190-pound junior, bringing the pressure, forcing Bobby Whalen to get rid of the pass early. We've seen that a few times tonight. The play action fake doesn't have time to set up. Whalen with 2 receivers to the near side. A handoff up the middle. And it's Mike Dubas navigating through the defense. The Bearcats, a host of defenders making the stop after a gain of 1 yard. 3rd and 9, facing the Cedar Cliff Colts from the 44-yard line, 43-yard line, moving from our right to left in York High territory.
All right, so see if the Bearcat defense can make the stand here as Whalen will work out of the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers to the near side now, Yarnovich and Lance, and now he sends Dubas out here. Whalen delayed quarterback draw off the right side, and he's down to about the 32, or rather the 38. So he picks up about 6, but he's going to be a couple of yards short as they'll mark it at the 38-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and about 3 for the Colts. We'll see what they do here.
Cedar Cliff's been conservative thus far tonight. See if it's 4-down territory for them. I believe it is, and they're going to line up and go for it. Big 4th down situation.
Colts by 1, 4:05 left in the first half. Whalen takes the snap. He's going to run it again, and he's hit by Bernstein, but he's a big guy, and he carries defenders with him to the 34-yard line. Nice run by Whalen. He gains 4. He was hit by Seth Bernstein, and he carried Bernstein as well as Blake King along for those final 3 yards, and he got the first down at the Bearcat 34.
We've seen on this drive a few times, as I mentioned throughout the broadcast, the Colts will line up with a wide set, stretch out the defense and throw. They'll come with the pro set and run. They'll do this where they come out in the pro set, keep that personnel, go to 3 wide.
And Chris Dare is a quarterback now. He drops in the pocket and fires it. He's got a little screen here in the flat to Lance. And Alex Lance is down to the 23-yard line, and that's going to be good enough for a first down, a gain of 11 to Lance, and a first down. So Dare now with his 4th completion moves the sticks for the Colts' first catch tonight for Alex Lance.
Now, what an advantage having all these weapons, different guys you can utilize, come in and make plays. Really messes up the personnel decisions for the defensive coordinator.
And Whalen back at quarterback now, and he's got 2 wides to the near side, and Dubas is in the backfield with him at the Bearcat 23-yard line. Pressure comes. He fires it back the other way to Dubas. They had a kind of throwback set up there, although Bearcats had defensed it pretty well. As out there defensively was Michael Parker for it, but it's incomplete in any case, and it'll set up a 2nd down and 10 now at the Bearcat 22-yard line.
Back to my point a couple plays ago, the Colts have come out, they line up in these sets, and they break tendencies. Usually they might run out of a pro set, and no pass out of it. Go play action.
High formation in the backfield. Dubas up the middle, cuts now to his left, hit at the 20, spins away a little bit, got down to about the 19. A pretty good defense. Bearcats' Nakai Carroll making the final stop there. Gain of 3 for Dubas, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Colts. They're into the Weckers Carpet red zone at the Bearcat 19.
And then the Colts will go spread out on offense and run the ball. So they've been breaking tendencies, trying to keep this defense on the heels. York High has done a good job of responding. See if they can continue that pace on a 3rd and 7 situation.
Double tight end and 3 wide receivers up to the top. Empty backfield for Chris Dare at quarterback. Turns, fires out immediately, and he has Whalen out there on the reception at the 15. He's hit and fights his way down. Blake King on the stop down to the 14. That's a gain of 5, but he's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards. And so we'll see what they do. It's 4th down and about 2. And they're going to go at the 14-yard line of the Bearcats with 2:12 left in the first half.
Already 1 conversion on 4th down this drive. The Colts will continue to try to convert and get a fresh set of downs.
Whalen under center now, gives it to Dubas. Dubas off the right side has the first down, dives across the 10 to about the 8 or 9 yard line. So nice hole on the right side of that offensive line that time, and he's able to move it from the 14 down to right at the 10. So 1st and goal from there for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
I think it's been such a high-paced game to start the first quarter and a half. It looks like this defense is getting worn down a little bit. Cedar Cliff started at their own 36, and here they are knocking on the door at the 10-yard line.
Backs again in the eye, ball in front of Dubas. Dubas gets it, cuts to his left, has a little bit of running room, and was hit low. Pretty good tackle that time made by Rideout, but he spun away and dove down to about the 5. So ended up picking up almost 5. And it's going to be 2nd down and a goal ball just outside the Bearcat 5. Clock at 1:15. Now Cedar Cliff has all of its timeouts left, so they don't have to worry about the clock yet.
That spin move is lethal. We saw that earlier, and Dubas broke a 55-yard touchdown run after using that, did you say whirling dervish of a spin move. do everything you can just to get a handle on him. Good job by the defense to bring him down with a shoelace tackle.
Lance and Yarnovich up to the top of the formation. Yarnovich in motion now. Out of the gun, Whalen. And flags fly. It was a play fake there, but that looked mixed up from the get-go. And a lot of motion, a lot of movement, and it's illegal procedure against Cedar Cliff. So that moves them back to the 10. Second and goal from there. We're down to 49 seconds here in the Broadway Trans second quarter as we trundle toward the Vito's Pizza halftime show. Going to send Pat Strohecker out and get us some Vito's Pizza at halftime. He's got nothing better to do. He's not going. I don't know. I don't understand. Bearcats making a little change on defense. DeJure Stewart coming in there, replacing, I believe it was Tino Conquest in the backfield. So it's second and goal from the 10. And the clock's running at 38 seconds left now. I'm not sure Cedar Cliff's aware of that. Whalen, play fake, looking to throw, stands in the pocket, rolls right. Cuts back upfield now, and he's going to be hit and brought down just behind the line of scrimmage. And good penetration. Now Cedar Cliff's going to take a timeout. And again, I apologize to the young man out there with a jersey number 10. It appears like we do not have that on our roster. So I'm not sure who made that hit. Also for York High in there was Joshua Griffith. So marked that right at the 10. So it was technically, I guess, not a sack right at the line of scrimmage. So it's third and goal from the 10. 27 seconds left as the Colts take their first time out. All right, Gareth, what do you call here?
Well, previously the Colts ran a double move, tried to get it to the corner of the end zone. The pressure from the Bearcats did not allow time for the play to develop. Good aggressive defense we see time and time again from Russ Stoner. So you have to anticipate that he's going to bring that pressure. We'll see if Cedar Cliff goes back to the air, and I think they will. They've got some talented guys in the backfield, and I'd like to give a little bit more of a prediction, but the way that they use Chris Dare to come in and spell the starting quarterback, Bobby Whalen, they have so many options and so many playmakers that they can utilize. As Whalen comes out.
And Whalen gets it out to Dubas, but Dubas is hit right at the line, actually lost a yard or two. Good play, good run support that time from the defensive backfield, and that was Deontay Wilson there. They drop him at, looks about the 11, another timeout by Cedar Cliff, so it's fourth and goal with 19 seconds left, and we do understand now that Nathan Phillips is the guy wearing number 10, so he's made some nice plays on the defensive line tonight. I want to give him credit. He was initially given to us as number 48, but he's now number 10.
Initially given to us as number 50,
right.
Went to 48 and 10.
Working his way down. But he's made some nice plays on the defensive line for the Bearcats. So it's now fourth and goal from the 11. Cedar Cliff with 19 seconds left, so they got to take a shot to the end zone here because it is fourth and goal.
Phillips is going to have a lot of jerseys to frame when he's done here.
That's right. I appreciate the Bearcat staff for getting us that information over there.
Yeah, I think Cedar Cliff, smart decision here. They're going to go with the points.
Yep.
Watching Reed Bertram, the field goal, the place kicker before the game, and he was hitting them from all over the place. Talented kicker.
Be a 23-yard field goal attempt for the left footer. Snap is down. Whalen, and now we have Bearcats maybe taking a timeout to ice them here. They use their final timeout. I don't like that. When you talk to the competition committee, you got to tell them, I don't like it. They call this timeout after they're set when there's a field goal. I think once you get set there on a field goal attempt, you can't call a timeout. I don't like that.
I don't know why you don't like it. It's any kind of edge you can get, and these kickers are fragile.
I don't know. Just don't like it.
It's a chess match. It's a mind game.
Yeah.
It's a constant battle between the coaches.
Yeah.
Chess, not checkers.
Yeah, I was never good at either, so I can't tell you much there. But so the Bearcats are out of timeouts, so Bertram will boot this. It'll be about a 23-yard attempt and put down by Bobby Whalen. And the long snapper is Isaac Pagan. 19 seconds left before the Vito's Pizza halftime show. Here's the snap, the set. The left-footed boot is up. It's got the distance, hits the upright, and comes back, and that was caught in the air. Now, can the Bearcats return this? I don't know. I guess not. They blow it dead. And so it hits the upright, the right upright, so it is no good, and the Bearcats will have it with 10.9 seconds left in the half at their own 20, down by 1 point, 21-20 to the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Do you like the icing call now?
No,
it
I
seems
still
to
don't
work.
like the call. Well, you didn't even kick it the first time. It worked for the Bearcats here. It worked out, but I don't like that.
Yeah, Bertram really let me down there.
Yeah.
He's a talented kicker. You saw the strength of the leg, kicking it up. It was off the right field goal post about 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah, it had the distance to clear it from another 8 or 10 yards out. But so we'll see if the Bearcats take a knee here and get into the locker room down a point, or if they take a shot downfield. And Ciso takes the snap and gives it to Dorsey. Dorsey breaks a tackle at 25 and runs out to the 27 before he is planted. So that'll be the end of the first half. It was an exciting one, although the defenses did settle down as we moved into the second quarter. So we have reached halftime, and our score is Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. This is the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA. And we are approaching the Vito's Pizza halftime show. And we'll have our scoring recap for you. We don't have a lot of scores, unfortunately, coming in tonight. We'll give you what we have and get our halftime stats and our coach's pep talk as we get ready for the second half here in the explosive first quarter. And the defenses did settle down then in the second quarter. So we're going to take a break, come back with our halftime show after this.
If you're looking for experienced barbers and a relaxing atmosphere, come to Iacono's Hair Studio, 2030 South Queen Street in York. Iacono's is a family-owned business serving the York area since 1972. For high-quality grooming enjoyment and the professionalism of over 75 years combined expert experience, Iacono's is the place for you. For haircuts, for a straight razor shave, for a relaxing grooming experience, for the best of the best in the business, visit or call Iacono's at 854-8258.
The home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Serving York for over 50 years, Vito's Pizza. Check out their daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 till 2. 2 slices of pizza and a small soda, only $3.99, or a small sub for only $4.25. Monday night, 2 large cheese pizzas for only $15.99. Tuesday, a large stromboli and large pitcher of soda, just $11.99. Wednesday, a large cheese pizza and large pitcher of soda, just $11.49. Vito's open till midnight, Monday through Thursday till 1 a.m., Fridays and Saturdays. Dine in at 1734 South Queen Street, York, or get carry-out. Call 843-1143.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running. Flying feet. Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
The Hershey Bears play here. The new Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And welcome back to Small Field in York City. Ron Ruman and Gareth Hissong with you. Halftime, the Vito's Pizza halftime show. It's been an exciting first 24 minutes. Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. Time now for our Grounds, Orchards, and Farm Markets scoring recap from the first half, Mr. Hissong.
As most teams do when they come in and play against a Cedar Cliff team, they are the dark horse. But York High keeping up pace. Both teams have had 6 possessions and have scored on 3 of them. York High got it started off on the opening possession, going 72 yards in a minute 30 seconds. 4 plays finished with a 48-yard touchdown pass. It's Micah and Ciso, the quarterback, connects with wideout Rob Rideout. And a 2-point conversion, Seth Bernstein connects with Blake King. And 10-24 in our first quarter, York took the lead 8. Cedar Cliff 0 on the ensuing possession for Cedar Cliff. 4 plays, 53 yards, a minute 3 seconds, a 4-yard touchdown run for Mike Dubas. That was his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, but we'll hear more from him to come on the second score of the game. York 8, Cedar Cliff 7. And after an interception, Cedar Cliff set up at a 16-yard line of York High. A two-play 16-yard drive, 37 seconds, a 5-yard touchdown pass. Bobby Whalen connects with Caden Malone, the fullback, for his first receiving touchdown of the year. 8:31 left in the first quarter. Cedar Cliff took the lead, 14, York High 8. And on the ensuing possession for York High, they go 7 plays, 53 yards. And a 1-yard quarterback run from Micah Anciso seals the deal after a failed 2-point conversion. And at 5:48 left in the first quarter, York 14, Cedar Cliff 14, as Cedar Cliff answers on their third possession of the game. 3 consecutive scores on 3 possessions for Cedar Cliff. And on their third, it was 2 plays, 43 seconds, 60 yards, a 55-yard touchdown run. Mike Dubas with a nice spin move and up the middle for 55 yards with 4:59 left in the first quarter. Cedar Cliff 21, York High 14. And for our final score before half, it was a 12-second, 1-play, 80-yard drive, and it was an 80-yard touchdown run. Khaled Dorsey, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year, takes the lid off the defense, and with 4:47 left in the first quarter, it set our halftime score: York High 20, Cedar Cliff 21.
All right, so all the scoring coming in the first 8 minutes of the game, and since then the defenses have settled down. So it's 21-20, Cedar Cliff leading York High here on the Vito's Pizza halftime show. We're going to take a break, come back, and get you some halftime stats, courtesy of Copeman Kunkel Insurance, after this on the high school football game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine and WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Donegal offers car and homeowners insurance at rates that are very competitive. So competitive that Donegal's car insurance rates are among the lowest in the state. And if you insure your car and home with Donegal, Donegal will take up to an additional 10% off their already low rates. Donegal, a better value. Contact Copeman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Copeman. Copeman Kunkel Insurance. Hunters Hill Orthodontics is a longtime staple in the orthodontic care community. With offices in York and Dillsburg, our practice's top priority is to provide you with the highest quality orthodontic care in a friendly, comfortable environment. Call our York offices, 1910 Kenneth Road, at 767-6694 to make your appointment, or at 1399 South Queen Street, 885-5468. Or in Dillsburg, call 502-1186. We've got your smile at Hunters Hill Orthodontics.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
what? According to Kelly Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car, brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
The Bearcat Band performing for the fans here at halftime, and it's been an exciting first half with the Cedar Cliff Colts leading York High 21-20 here at halftime on the Vito's Pizza halftime show. From just down the street here at People's Bank Park, the Revs still struggling against the Lancaster Barnstormers. It's 9-1 in the fourth quarter. in the fourth inning, I should say. Daryl Henry keeping us posted there. So the Bearcats need to win 1 of 3 this weekend against the Barnstormers and the War of the Roses to get into those Atlantic League playoffs. So we'll keep you posted on the pennant race tonight, and appreciate Daryl for keeping us updated. Time now for our halftime stats from Copeland Kunkel Insurance for the Cedar Cliff Colts. On the ground, Mike Dubas, their leading rusher, a busy first half, 16 carries, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 4 and 55 yards. Bobby Whalen, 5 carries, 33 yards. So on the ground, 21 carries, 129 yards for the Colts. And they have a 2-quarterback system. Bobby Whalen, 1 of 3 through the air for 12 yards, but that was a touchdown pass. And Chris Dare, 4 of 8 for 65 yards. So overall, the Colts 5 of 11 for 77 yards passing and 206 yards of total offense. Receiving, Alex Lance 1 for 11, Bobby Whalen 1 for a net of 1, Mike Dubas 1 for 3, Caden Malone 1 for 12, that a touchdown pass, and Justin Carter 1 catch for 50 yards. For the York High Bearcats, Caleb Dorsey continuing his great season, 13 carries and 134 yards, so better than 10 yards a rush for him in the first half. That includes an 80-yard touchdown run. DeJure Stewart, 2 carries for 3 yards, and Micah and Ciso, 4 carries for 15 yards and a quarterback sneak 1-yard touchdown run. 19 carries, 152 yards on the ground for the Bearcats. And Ciso through the air, 4 of 7 for 100 yards, including a 50-yard touchdown pass. He was picked off once, and that did set up a Colt touchdown. Receiving-wise, Rob Rideout, 1 catch, 50 yards for that touchdown. Anthony Jamison, 1 for 38, and DeJure Stewart, 2 for 12, 252 yards of total offense for the Bearcats. And those are your halftime stats, courtesy of Copeland Kunkel Insurance. And we are going to take a break, come back with our halftime scoreboard show from York Traditions Bank. After this, as the Bearcat Band performs for the fans here tonight. And this is the Vito's Pizza halftime show on the high school football game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. We'll see if the Bearcats band can take us to the break a bit here.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Today it seems everybody is offering a discount on car insurance, but at what price? Reduced protection and personal service. At State Farm, you can earn discounts and still get full service and dependable protection from the world's largest car insurer. See me, Trish Hauser, 1865 Susquehanna Trail North, York, for the State Farm multiple line discount. With State Farm, you get an agent you can depend on and an insurance company you can trust. For the details on State Farm's multiple line discount, see me, Trish Hauser.
If crazy is as crazy does, then at York Kia, crazy is all we do. It's Jeff Stahl from York Kia, where we're getting quite the reputation for doing the insane every day. Here's what's up with the crazy lease deals in September. Lease the 2017 Kia Forte for just $159 per month, a 2017 Kia Optima at just $199 per month, or a 2017 Kia Sportage all-wheel drive for just $229 per month. All with zero due-it signing, zero security deposit, and zero first month payment, and free oil changes and PA inspections on select Kia. Think Kia? Think York. It ain't over yet. Jeff Stahl from York Kia again. I forgot the best part. We've got financing rates down to a crazy 0%. We're still going for 100% credit approval, still giving out the highest trade-in deals, and every new Kia still comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty too. So come see me personally at my desk on the showroom floor. We've got to move our remaining 2017 Kias, and our crazy is your game. Think Kia? Think York.
Excludes tax and tax. Credit approval. Offer ends 10/2/2017.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Vito's Pizza halftime show. Ron Room and Gareth Hissong from Small Field in York City. Colts of Cedar Cliff 21, Bearcats of York High 20. Our halftime scoreboard show from York Traditions. About the scores in now. Thank you, Game Time. At the half, Susky leading Biglerville 7-0. Carlisle up on Southwestern 21-10. Suburban leading Columbia 14-6 in the second quarter. Dallastown and Penn Manor tied at 14 in the second. Dover 12, Redland 7 in the second. Littlestown 20, Eastern nothing at the half. Annville Cleona leading Hanover 14-zip at the half. Second quarter, Hempfield 14, Central 3. Second quarter, Mannheim Central 31, West York 6. Still, first quarter scored Delone leading New Oxford 7-0. We told you Red Lion winning its forfeit over Chambersburg, postponed because of threats of violence there at Chambersburg. Northeastern leading Solanco 14-7 at the half. It's Garden Spot 37, Spring Grove 14 in the second. Wow, tough start for the Rockets. And Berks Catholic leading York Catholic 23-0 in the second. Boy, the Irish looking to at least be competitive in that, and so far that is not the case. That is our York Traditions Bank halftime scoreboard show. Barnstormers leading the Revs 9-1 in the fourth. The battle for a playoff spot in the Atlantic League. We'll keep you posted. Right now we're going to take a break. We'll come back with our coaches' pep talk and our Maple Donuts third quarter after this.
Keep up to date on Penn State football all season on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. I'm Ron Ruben, and I'll have Penn State updates Wednesdays through Fridays. Hear from Coach James Franklin and key players as the Nittany Lions get ready for Saturday's game. Penn State updates are brought to you by your neighborhood Sure Save Markets, financial advisor Dave Strenkel, and Penn State York. Get the latest on Penn State football on your home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Get your football party started with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save Markets. Pick up party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. Get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York, and at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Brett Brown of the Philadelphia 76ers. You're on York's home for Sixers basketball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Penn State York. Great faculty, small classes, personal attention. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, Penn State York can help you choose the class, course, the program, the certificate, seminar, or degree you want. Penn State York offers 9 four-year bachelor degrees you can complete without leaving the area. There are also 7 associate degrees. You can also begin the first 2 years of more than 160 Penn State majors right here in York. No matter what class you take, the national reputation of Penn State will follow you throughout your career. Call Penn State York for a brochure. 771-4040. That's 771-4040.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses like yours with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, recommend smart solutions, and help you build your business. Our knowledgeable consultants uncover your communication challenges and provide visible solutions. At Fast Signs, we're innovators, planners, and designers. We're more than fast, more than signs, and we're more than ready to help. Contact Fast Signs today.
Visit our store next to Sam's Club in East York or visit us online at fastsigns.com.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And we're ready to start the third quarter here at Small Athletic Field in York as the Colts of Cedar Cliff lead York High 21-20. Let's get our coach's pep talk from Iaconos. All right, Gareth, let's get into the Colt locker room and Coach Colin Gillen.
Gillen is telling his guys, you know it's going to be a dogfight. You've been in there back and forth against York. Let's stick to the game plan. Game plan is good. Let's keep our composure. We've had too many penalties that set us behind in the down and distance. We're not able to overcome those mistakes. Stick to the game plan. Sure up the mistakes. Execute and finish this game. It's going to be a 4-quarter dogfight.
All right, Russ Stoner and the Bearcats.
Very similar message. came out and kept up with the daunted Cedar Cliff Colts. We know we can play with them. We know that we can break plays against them, continue the improvement on defense, make halftime adjustments, and again, finish the game.
All right, our third quarter fast signs kick. Bearcats boot it to Whalen, who catches it on a line drive at the 15, cuts to the middle of the field at the 30, cuts back to the outside, still dancing and weaving, and he's finally wrapped up at about the 31-yard line. Closing him down there for the Bearcats was Isaiah Peterson on the special teams play for the Bearcats. And so Cedar Cliff will start 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line, leading at 21-20.
Two brothers that went through Cedar Cliff High. The last name, Adam, the older brother, is a tight end. Went to Penn State, had some injury issues. He's now at UMass, great football player. His brother, running back last year, he's now at Colgate. And they say Bobby Whalen, some think are better than the running back, Brenneman of the brothers.
Well, I don't know. He's impressive, but we'll see. And a nice straight handoff up the middle to Mike Dubas, and he carries it out to the 40, gain of 8 for Dubas on first down. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Colts.
And I bring that up because of the return on the kickoff, and how it took about all 11 players and a couple of them twice to bring them down.
Yeah, that's for sure. And he was dancing and weaving, and I think Pat Strohecker said Brenneman may have a touchdown reception tonight for UMass against Temple. No. Oh, okay, touchdown pass. Never a forward. All right, up the middle, Dubas goes scratching his way out to the 45. So gain of 5 on 2nd down, and that'll move the sticks 1st and 10 for the Cedar Cliff Colts, leading the Bearcats 21-20 here, just underway in the Maple Donuts third quarter.
So far, so good. A nice return on the kickoff. 2 plays in the first down. Keep the chains moving. Keep the chain gang busy. See if the Bearcats defense can bow up and get a stop as the Colts go from the 45-yard line, approaching midfield.
Backs in the eye. Play fake to Dubas. Whalen rolling right, firing it out, and that ball was, I think, tipped as he was going for his fullback, Donovan Ball, and I think that the Bearcat defender got a hand on it, Nigel Williams, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And that's his second pass breakup tonight. Again, it's the speed that they keep on this defensive front. They go 3 tackles in the interior defensive line and 2 ends. Those guys continue to be disruptive up front.
2nd and 10 at the Colt 45-yard line here. Backs again in the eye. Whalen hands it to Dubas. The deep back, nice hole following his fullback. He's into Bearcat territory and right about at that first down marker as Williams and Rideout on the tackle, but it's enough for a first down. Dubas gains 10, moves the sticks again, and the Colts have their second first down here into York High territory at the 45, 1st and 10.
Both these teams did an incredible job. And really, every game so far this year, they come out and they start fast at the beginning of games. And right now we see Cedar Cliff continuing that in the second half.
Under center, Whalen on 1st and 10. Backs in the eye. Dubas again straight ahead. So it's just a power game, and he spins away from guys. He's got a great spin move, as Gareth has mentioned a couple times, and he takes this one down to the 29 before they finally wrap him up. There's Stewart there on the stop along with Rideout, but on an 11-yard run for Dubas on the first down. And nothing fancy here, Gareth. They were just lining up and running it straight at the Bearcats.
6 plays. This will be the 6th play. Already 3 first downs.
Whalen will come under center. He's got the backs in the eye again. Lance the only wide out to the near side. Here's Dubas just off tackle. Stiff arms a guy. Gets to the 25. Nice open field tackle by Rob Rideout at the 30. It's a gain of 4, and it will be 2nd down and 6 from there. For Cedar Cliff, Dubas' 21st carry of this game already.
So as I mentioned, 3 interior defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends is how they line up for York High on that defensive front. But they usually have the speedsters in there. And right now, Cedar Cliff trying to take advantage of that size advantage.
On 2nd and 6, play fake now. Whalen rolling right. Rolling right, comes under some pressure, makes a move, gets away from a couple of guys, and rumbles inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a first down as he moves it 6 yards, and a first down for Whalen. Again, we saw the good-looking run that time by Whalen as he's able to move the chains. Williams on the stop for the Bearcats with 1st and 10 at the 22.
Traveled 47 yards so far. This is the 8th play and 4 first downs.
Backs in the eye behind Whalen under center. Single wide out. And Dubas again. They're just running it at the Bearcats. And Seth Bernstein gets a hold of Dubas, but Dubas moves the pile forward all the way down to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on first down. And that was those last 4 or 5 yards were Dubas because he was hit early but kept moving. 2nd and 4, and they're into the Weckers Carpet red zone at the 16.
We'll have to go check out Cedar Cliff sometime, see what kind of squat machines they have there, because both these runners, Whalen and Dubas, tough to bring down.
2nd and 4 at the Bearcats 16 now. Whalen, Dubas again, just up the middle, cuts back to the near side now, still moving inside the 5 and down to about the 2 or 3 yard line before DeJure Stewart is able to bring him down along, I believe, with Rideout. But that's a gain down to the 2, a gain of 14 for Dubas. 1st and goal for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Talk about running backs, one-cut backs, who can really, a lot of times you see it in the zone scheme of the running game where a running back can stick the foot in the ground and get upfield. Dubas does a great job of that, very decisive in his cuts. He navigates through the defense.
He comes out now, and Brennan Quigley is the tailback behind Donovan Ball. 1st and goal from the 3. And Quigley gets it, and Quigley off the left side. He spins down to about the 1 as Smallwood made the hit that time. So Quigley, who has the interception tonight on the carry, picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from there for the Colts.
So we saw 3 or 4 times in the first half the Colts shoot themselves in the foot with the penalty, kill the drive. They came out and have been flawless so far in the second half.
Dubas back in there, a tailback now behind Ball. 2nd and goal from the 1. Whalen under center takes the snap, hands it to Dubas, and he's hit in the backfield. Oh, nice penetration that time. And that was Smallwood, I think, Josiah Smallwood, who came shooting through there and is able to upend Dubs for no gain. It's going to be 3rd and goal. The ball remains at the 1 yard line. He may have actually lost a foot or so.
Colts will keep it simple, continue to pound the rock, look for another run up the middle. I suspect a QB sneak from the 2 yard line.
3rd and goal now, ball just inside the 2. Whalen under center. He's got his backs in the eye behind him, and there it is. You called it, and he follows his left guard and center into the end zone. Bobby Whalen on a 2-yard quarterback sneak into the end zone, and Cedar Cliff extends its lead with 6:56 left in the 3rd to 27-20.
Mr. Whalen doing the honors, cashing it in. And for his rushing touchdowns for the year, that'll be his 3rd.
And Reed Bertram on to attempt the point after. The set is down, the kick is up, and is right down the pike. 6:56 left in the 3rd. Cedar Cliff 28, York High 20. On the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Unique Physique is now accepting clients for personal training for mornings and evenings. Sport-specific training customized for your son or daughter's specific need. Whether it's weight loss, toning up, or getting in shape, maybe an upcoming wedding, John Kirchner has helped train hundreds of satisfied clients reach their goals. John is a sports performance coach with a master's in exercise science and injury prevention. Improve your performance, get better, get stronger, get faster. Start now. Immediate openings available. Call John at 873-0234. Unique Physique, 3432 East Market Street, York.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
And back here at Smalls Athletic Field in the city of York, Bearcats now down 28-20 after an impressive opening second half drive by the Cedar Cliff Colts. Extends that lead to 8. And we are ready for our Browns Orchards and Farm Market scoring recap.
A dominant opening drive for the second half for the Colts. 68 yards, 7 plays, take 4 minutes, 38 seconds off the clock. And it is finished with a 2-yard touchdown run with the quarterback, Mr. Bobby Whalen. Here we are, 6:56 left. An 8-point advantage, 28-20. Colts over the Bearcats.
Reed Bertram to boot it for the Fast Signs kick. Good high end-over-end kick. It's going to settle at the 5-yard line where Stewart gathered in. Cuts up the far hash, now cuts back to the near side at the 15. But a lot of white shirts there, and he gets out to about the 18. Good special teams coverage that time by Cedar Cliff, and the first guy down there is Jaheim Reynolds, a sophomore on special teams. So the Bearcats will start at 1st and 10 and see where they place this thing. It's going to be at the 19-yard line for York High.
And this is where it's fun to watch a team like York High. They're going to take that personally. The Colts come out, run it down the heart of the defense, take 4.5 minutes off the clock and get a score. This is where York High is going to try to make a big splash play and let the Colts know they're not going away.
And Ciso takes the snap, hands it to Dorsey, looking to get to the outside and does. The 25, the 30, he turns on the Jets, across the 40, outrunning everybody down the far sideline, and Lance is not going to catch him. He's into the end zone. 81 yards, Kalen Dorsey on a sweep. Once he got the corner, he outran 4 guys in white shirts. He now has 80 and 81-yard touchdown runs tonight. This guy is exciting, and the Bearcats are back within 2 at 28-26.
What a novelty act. Khalid Dorsey, swift and bold, 81 yards. To pay dirt, he already has an 80-yard touchdown run tonight. Exactly what I said, this team likes that adversity. It gets them going, and they respond.
And the Bearcats, as they have all night, will go for 2, and they will have Anciso staying in. They had Bernstein in a QB before. Bernstein's there in a slot now. And they'll see if they can tie this thing with the PAT. Anciso rolling right. He's got Bernstein in the corner of the end zone and lays it right there. And with the 2-point PAT, we are tied. Cedar Cliff 28, York High 28, 6:34 left in the Maple Donuts third on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine.
If you're buying new flooring, besides clicking around the internet, you need to see Wecker's Flooring Center. You'll be excited by Wecker's new design center for luxury vinyl tile. Wecker's expanded hardwood and laminate departments will impress you. And Wecker's variety of carpeting and warehouse remnants and rolls is unmatched. The reason to choose Wecker's is trust. From the buying experience to the installation. That's why they're voted best 11 years running. Wecker's Flooring Center, Route 30, Hallam Exit.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And we're back here at Small Athletic Field. Ron Rubin and Gareth Hissong with you, and an exciting football game we have for you tonight. With 6:34 left in the Maple Donuts third, it's 28 apiece, Cedar Cliff and York High, and the fast science kick will come from Josiah Smallwood of the Bearcats. And we'll get our Browns Orchards and Farm Market scoring recap for you in a minute, and then get a scoreboard update for you. Some interesting games around the league, and also Darrell Henry keeping us informed. Not a good night for the Revs so far. They're down 9-1 to the Barnstormers in the 4th inning. That was about 20-25 minutes ago. The Revolution need one win this weekend to get into the playoffs. So we'll hope for that in the Atlantic League. Keep you posted. Here's our fast signs kick coming from Smallwood. A squibber along the ground and picked up by one of the up guys at the 27-yard line, and he's out to about the 35. The return by Jaheim Reynolds, and the tackle for the Bearcats made that time by Isaiah Peterson, his second special teams stop of the night. And Cedar Cliff takes over. We're tied at 28 at their own 34-yard line.
For that last scoring drive for York High, explosive 81-yard touchdown run, only one play, 14 seconds off the clock. And 2-point conversion is good. And Ciso connects with Bernstein, 6:34. 6:29 left in the third quarter. We're knotted at 28-28.
All right, under center is Whalen, and he gives it to straight ahead to Dubas. Back to what they did before, and it worked. And Dubas gets 4 to the 38. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. The interior of the Bearcat defense on the stop. Bernstein was in there on it. And it's going to be 2nd down and 6 from the 38-yard line.
This is the second possession for the Colts. In the second half of that opening possession, they just imposed their will on the defense of the Bearcats, running up the middle and traveling 68 yards to the score. They come out, seem to have the same idea on the second possession.
Whalen out of the gun this time. He's going to run a straight quarterback draw, and he gets across the 40, read pretty well, and he was dropped after a fairly short gain there by the Bearcats' Jamal Watson. And mark it right at the 40. Gain of 2, and that's going to set up the Colts with a 3rd down and 4 at their own 40.
So you see the different schools of thought so far in this game. Cedar Cliff, I said about them breaking tendencies in the first half. They're lining up in a certain formation. They have certain tendencies. They broke those tendencies, ran plays they don't normally run. Here in the second half, they've stuck to their tendencies. And sometimes it's better just to control what you can control, worry about yourself, and keep true to your identity.
3rd and 4. The Bearcats bring the blitz. Whalen rolls away from it, fires to his fullback ball, and he is met at the spot, and I think he's going to be short. It was completed, and they're going to mark this thing, I believe, and a flag flies late now. Some extra pushing and shoving. He was stopped at the 43-yard line, so he would have been a yard short, and we'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, big stop for this defensive unit, the Bearcats. See if this penalty comes against them. So that'd be a huge break for the Colts, and frustrating, a disappointing mistake for the Bearcats if that's the verdict.
Yeah, because he was stopped a yard short. It was a good hit. I couldn't pick up the jersey of the guy that made the hit, and I think he was short. I don't know if they're marking that where I see the spot. It's awfully close. But here's the penalty. It's a personal foul, and it is against York High. So regardless of whether he got it, he did not get it on the pass either. They have 4th down on the marker over there, but he'll get it with the penalty. So that is a tough one after the play, and that'll mark it into Bearcat territory as the official walks it all the way down to the Bearcat 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Colts get a break here. Mentioned in the first half how they had multiple penalties on offense that were really drive killers. And here they're helped out by the Bearcats. This is exactly what you're told not to do. Get a stop on defense, shoot yourself in the foot.
Yep.
And now the Colts are rolling in Bearcats territory.
Single wide out, backs in the eye, double tight end set as the Colts look to play the proverbial smash mouth football. But this time Dubas is hit in the backfield as the penetration is made by one of the little guys from the defensive backfield, and that was Nakai Carroll, a sophomore, and he shot through and brought Dubas down for a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
A lot of times they continue to pound the ball, do the run, try to lull you to sleep, go play action, and throw the ball downfield. But they haven't been successful with that play action as the pressure is too quick from the Bearcats.
Whalen under center, hands it to Dubas off the right side, has a hole, and is across the 40 to about the 37-yard line. He is submarined there. Going to pick up 4 on that one, and it's going to be pick up 5. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 from there.
3rd and 6, and we're in 4-down territory again here for the Colts. They would love to have an answer for that big-time splash score for the Bearcats.
So it's 3rd down and about 6 from the 37-yard line. And 2 wide receivers to the near side. Whalen working out of the gun, fires it out quickly. Yarnovich, and it's picked the other way. Rob Rideout, and here he goes. He is in a race with Lance, and they're not going to catch him. And Rideout is going to take that one back 60 yards on the pick. And with the pick 6, the Bearcats take the lead, 34-28 with 3:37 left in the 3rd quarter.
Explosion of exuberance, this home crowd. Another big-time play from this defense. And I know Whalen would give half of Texas to get that throw back. A big-time play for the Bearcats. And now they take the lead over the daunted Cedar Cliff Colts.
Well, that was a great anticipation on the part of Rideout there as he stepped in front of Nick Yarnovich in the flat end, just took that one the rest of the way, and Alex Lance had a shot at him, but he was not going to catch Rob Rideout, who took it all the way in, and the Bearcats are up 6 and trying to make it 8.
Yeah, Yarnovich lined up in the slot, and Whalen telegraphs the throw.
Rolling right is Ancito, and he's going to run it, and he's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good by Micah Ancito. And the Bearcats extend their lead to 36-28 with 3:37 left here in the 3rd. We'll keep it here. We'll get you caught up on some scores as the Bearcat fans appreciating this this display here by the York High football squad as they are looking to go 3-0 on the young season. And now York Traditions Bank scoreboard update. Third quarter, Susquehannock looking to go 2-1, 14-0 over Biglerville at the half. It's Carlisle 21, Southwestern 10. Suburban leading Columbia, still second quarter. Got to believe it's a little further than that. 14-6. Dallastown and Penn Manor 14 each in the second. Dover 15, Redland 13. Second quarter. Littlestown 20, Eastern 7. Second quarter. Still a halftime score. Anvil Fiona 14 and Hanover nothing. The third, Hempfield and Central knotted at 14. Halftime, Manheim Central 38, West York 6. Third quarter, DeLone rolling over New Oxford 30-0. Red Lion, as we told you before, winning in a forfeit over Chambersburg tonight. Shippensburg leading Bermudian 19-7 in the third. Northeastern 14. Solanco 7 in the fourth. Garden Spot 37-14 over Spring Grove at half. Gettysburg 14-13 over Waynesboro in the second. And Berks Catholic leading York Catholic 23-0. That's still a second quarter score. That one probably moved further along as well. Here's our fast signs kick. And it is again a short one and fielded by one of the upmen who gets to the 35. And that's about it. And making the hit for the Bearcats down there and celebrating a bit afterwards, Isaiah Peterson. And so Cedar Cliff will have it 1st and 10 at their own 36, now trailing 36-28. Let's get our Browns, Orchards, and Farm Market scoring recap.
Explosive play, game-changing play on defense. Robert Rideout, the anticipation, and a pick six. And after a two-point conversion, and Ciso runs it in, 36-28, York High leads.
Late handoff to Dubas, and Dubas hitting the backfield, falls forward, and the ball may have come out, but I think it was late. Got about a yard, and the play that time was made by Maurice Fazel, a defensive tackle, who had good penetration, and Dubas gets 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9 at the Colt 37.
This is where you have to see the resilience and bounce backs. This will really test the leadership and the character of the Colts. Make a mistake like that, come back out. How are you going to get up off the canvas? Fight back.
Now they'll bring out 4 wide receivers, and Whalen will work from the gun. Bearcats show blitz. They bring it. Whalen fires it. He's got his wide receiver, Alex Lance, on a little slant pattern out to the 43. That's a gain of 6. Going to leave the Colts with 3rd down and about 3.
Bearcats have done a good job of getting the Colts in 3rd down situations. Now they need to finish that, stop them on the 3rd down situations and get off the field.
3rd and 3, Colts at their 43. Backs are in the eye. Whalen's under center. Yarnovich a single wide out up top of the formation. The Bearcats again show the blitz, and they bring it. Whalen hands it to Dubas. Has got a hole off the left side, but he's hit. Nice play. It's going to be close. I think he's got enough for the 1st down, though, as the tackle was made there by Deontay Wilson, the cornerback, who was there on an island. He had to make that stop, or it's going to be a big gain. As it is, Dubas gets 4 and moves the chains. 1st and 10 at the Colt 47.
Seeing how explosive the Bearcats are. They score so fast. The Colts are methodical, work their way down the field. An 8-point advantage to the Bearcats. The Colts are at the 47-yard line, approaching midfield.
Whalen takes the snap, play fake, rolls to his right, and he's going to fire it deep downfield for Yarnovich, and he can't hit him. Pretty good coverage that time by DeJure Stewart, who was step for step with him down at the 15-yard line, and it is incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Whalen really hasn't been able to settle down and get a rhythm throwing the ball tonight. They expect him to run the ball a lot. He goes out at receiver sometimes, does some work there, but really the pressure from the Bearcats have kept him off schedule with throwing the ball and his mechanics. And again, an errant throw falls incomplete, and a 2nd and 10 for the Colts.
Whalen under center, now play fake to Dubas, again rolls right. Whalen's going to run it now, cuts to the outside and is hit and driven back by Smallwood, and he got about a couple of yards before he was driven back. They're going to mark this thing at the 48. It will be a gain of 2. Pretty good defense by the Bearcats there. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 8 now. Ball at the 48-yard line. They get 3rd and 9 at the 48.
Expect some type of a flood pass I anticipate to the wide side of the field, nearest to us. Try to get 3 receivers, 3 different levels against the defense.
Yarnovich and Lance come out this way. Whalen rolling to his left now. Makes the guy miss the backfield and is hit just as he throws. And the pass to Lance is broken up by Rob Rideout, who got the left hand in there. Would have been well short of the first down anyway. And Whalen a little slow getting up as he was hit in the legs just as he threw that one. But he's going to stay out there, so it looks like he's okay. It's 4th and 9, but I got to believe it's going to be a unique physique punt because they are in their own territory and down 8 with just 44 seconds left in the third. I'm going to think they want to try and get the Bearcats deep, and indeed the punter, Yarnovich, will come out. Dejair Stewart is deep for the Bearcats, stands at his own 10. A little bit of a low snap. Yarnovich under pressure gets it off. High kick, fairly short. Hits at the 36 and will be down at the 37 or 38-yard line by Jaheim Reynolds. And so with 36 seconds left in the third, the Bearcats will take over in pretty good field position and leading by 8 now, 36-28.
Saw Cedar Cliff come out the second half on fire. A dominating opening drive for the second half, taking just about half the quarter of time off the clock. And what a response from York High. They respond with a 81-yard touchdown play. And then they come back and get a pick 6 on defense. Another stop on defense, and they're in business at the 38-yard line.
And Ciso in the gun, 3 wides near side, pitches it to Stewart, gets the corner at the 40, gets a block, hurdles out across the 45 and falls forward to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and a first down for the York High Bearcats. Stewart into the bench there, but they help him up and he returns to the field. So a gain of 11, and is there a flag out there?
No, but the bench for York High really wanted one. I didn't see one. Maybe it came in late.
Looks like the officials are talking about. Oh, yeah, there is a flag lying at the 39-yard line. So we'll see what that is. And it's a hold against York High, and that's going to wipe out that 11-yard run by Stewart.
So. Just as I'm about to mention, that they've been hitting it on all cylinders, defense and offense.
So that's a 10-yard spot foul. They'll mark it off from the 39 back to the 29, and from there will be first down and 18 as the Bearcat fans not happy with that call. It was right on the corner as Stewart made his cut. So move it back to the 34-yard line rather, and it's going to be first down and Ciso fires it deep down the near sideline for Rideout. Overshot him. Lance was with him step for step. It'll be second down. And it's going to be second down and about 14 is what they've got to get. 15 seconds left here in the Maple Donuts third quarter.
Great discipline by this defense for the Colts. Lance not allowing the receivers to get over top of the defense. Gives them plenty of room. That's a smart play.
And Ciso in the gun now. 2 wide receivers up top. And the keeper now, he pitches it to Dorsey. Dorsey looking for the side. The corner gets it and is a first down, knocked out of bounds into Colt territory at the 46. And so that is a gain of 18 yards. And Dorsey again turning that corner and turning on the Jets, and he has a first down for the Bearcats, knocked out of bounds by Brady Ebersole over there before he picks up yards in a hurry. And at the Colt 46-yard line, first and 10 for the Bearcats. 6.9 seconds left in Maple Donuts third. I'd asked Pat Strohecker from the Dispatch to get us some Maple Donuts, but he refused to get us a Vito's Pizza, so it's probably not going to get us anywhere. First and 10 at the 46 now. And Ciso hands it off to I think that's Dorsey, and Dorsey fighting his way forward to the 41-yard line. And that will be the end of the third quarter. We've played 3. York High 36, Cedar Cliff 28. The York Mitsubishi fourth quarter comes your way next on the high school football game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Not only can you feel it in the air, you can hear it. High school football. Charlie's Donut Squad is working hard every day to make sure you get over to high school with your favorite lineup. Jelly-filled, plains, pumpkin, chocolate peanut butter, and brewing up some of that famous fresh maple donuts coffee. So what's the game plan, high school football fans? Just make sure you show up with a big orange box filled with maple donuts. Because I don't care who you're rooting for, it's a winner every time. Maple donuts taste right.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
All right, we're back at Small Field here, ready to start the York Mitsubishi fourth quarter, and York High leads Cedar Cliff by the score of 36-28. An exciting football game here tonight, and the Bearcats now will have a second down and 5 at the Colt 41-yard line, and they would love to get this in the end zone, Gareth, to get a 2-score lead here.
Thought I felt something a little different in the air tonight when I showed up. Thought it was just the 80-degree weather. But no, it was the high-octane offense.
Really? Absolutely. All right, the Bearcats to start the fourth now, and Ciso is in the gun. Got Nathan Phillips in front of him there, the big fullback, and they give it off to DeJure Stewart. Hole on the left side. Stewart into the secondary at the 30, makes a cut to his right, and he is going to take it into the end zone. DeJure Stewart goes on the exciting run of 41 yards. And the Bearcat lead is extended now to 42-28.
Again, we see the decisive moves from Dorsey. He navigates through the defense, traverses field, and gets in the end zone. That's DeJure Stewart on a touchdown run. Both these teams with multiple weapons clearly on display tonight. We've seen a bombardment of scores.
And so they'll go for 2, and Ciso working out of the gun. They're up 14 right now. He rolls to his left and fires it in the end zone for Bernstein. Out of his reach, though. So it will remain York High 42 and Cedar Cliff 28 with 11:51 remaining in the York Mitsubishi fourth quarter. And we're going to keep it here for right now. We'll tally things up, get you a quick scoreboard update here in the third. Susky over Biglerville 14-0. See if you have any updates to pass along, and it does not look as though we were. Fourth quarter, Littlestown 20, Eastern 7. That is an update. Third quarter, Hempfield field goal lead over Central 17-14 in the third. Now Manheim Central extending the lead over West York 45-6. Delone 37, New Oxford 7 in the third. Northeastern 21-7 over Solanco in the fourth. That's an updated score as well. And 50-0, Berks Catholic over York Catholic in the fourth quarter. Wow. Did not see that one coming. So that's our York Traditions Bank scoreboard update. Let's get our Browns Orchards and Farm Market recap now.
Unbelievable how efficient the Bearcats are with their offensive plays. Going 5 plays, 62 yards. And only take 45 seconds off the clock. And it was a 41-yard touchdown run. DeJure Stewart does the honors. And here we are. 11:51 left in the ball game. And a good commanding lead. 2-score lead, 42-28. York High on top of Cedar Cliff.
Josiah Smallwood approaches for the fast signs kick, squibs it along the ground, picked up by one of the up guys there. That is Caden Malone, the fullback, out to the 43-yard line, 44-yard line. So Cedar Cliff will start in good field position, but they're down 2 scores now with 11:48 left, 42-28. DeJure Stewart's first touchdown of the year. He has 3 carries, 44 yards tonight.
See what kind of urgency they have on offense if they continue to run the ball as they've done thus far in the second half. 1 interception thrown in the second half by Bobby Whalen. And it would be Chris Darrett, quarterback, takes the snap, looks to his left, and it's thrown
right out
short, and it might be an interception.
Nope, they say it's incomplete.
That ball hit the ground, incomplete pass. Chris Dare with the short throw, and it's tough to get, again, talk about rhythm with quarterbacks and throwing. Wayland's have a tough time. I mean, they use him for just about everything. He's a five-tool player. Special teams, defense, offense. So then they bring in Chris Dare, and we have an official's timeout. And they bring in Chris Dare. Both these quarterbacks are juniors, but again, he's cold, doesn't have a rhythm. Here he is under center, fullback, tailback. Takes the handoff, looks downfield, and it's overshot over the receiver's head. And it's Alex Lance, the intended receiver, and a flag on the field.
Might have pass interference on this. Lance was jousting with DeJure Stewart down the near sideline that time. Lance wanted to call, and he may have gotten it here. And the Bearcats are not pleased. Russ Stoner is about 10 yards out on the field, arguing the call. It's pass interference, and that'll be a first down for the Colts. The flag's lying at the 31-yard line. I think it's a 15-yard penalty in high school football, PIAA, I believe. So they'll march that off from the 40. I have to figure out where they were. They were at the 44, right?
Started at the 44-yard line.
I don't think they're sure. Kind of wandering aimlessly out there with the yard markers and the chains over there. And it was, they were at the 44, so they'll mark off 15 from there, which will take it to the 41 of York High. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. There was definitely contact as they went down the field there. It's one of those where
it was Lance wasn't running full speed. He looks up, sees the ball, starts to run full speed, runs into the defender, and fortunate for the Colts, they get the call and a fresh set of downs. And they get to enter into Bearcat territory on a Bearcat 41-yard line, moving from our left to right on a much-needed momentum drive as Dare is under center and hands it off. It's Dubas off the left side and a cut, and he's taken down. Tripped up at the 40-yard line, a gain of about 2. And it is Robert Rideout coming from the safety position. Good run support with the tackle.
So 2nd and long, we'll see what Cedar Cliff does. We've mentioned they use multiple sets. They'll run out of some, throw out of some, then they'll crush up by doing what you don't think they'll do. So we'll see what it is. 2nd and 8, just inside the Bearcat 40.
Come out again with Chris Dare under center, fullback, tailback. And to make the handoff, and again, downfield, and almost an interception. It's Alex Lance, again, the senior, 6'2", 186-pound senior, is the target. And again, Rideout makes the play on defense. Rideout tonight has a pick 6. The receiver had some good plays on offense. And again, coming up in run support tonight. Talented player.
Rideout at 5'10", that time went up high to knock it away from Lance at 6'2", and was able to make the play. It's 3rd and 8.
2 receivers to the near side. It's Dare in the backfield. Tailback stays in the block. Dare rolls to the right, surveys downfield, and is thrown deep in a contested pass. It's intercepted. It is Robert Rideout again up the field. An interception and a 24-yard return. Robert Rideout making his case for MVP of this game.
Absolutely, as he played that very well, stayed in front of the receiver, went high to get it, picked it off at the 15, returned it out outside the 40-yard line to about the 44, and 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Rideout with 10:45 left, and I think you said it well, Gareth. He is looking to be the player of the game tonight because he's got a score on offense, a long pass, 2nd interception of the game now.
Talked a couple times about the aggressive nature of head coach Russ Stoner here at York High. Defensive guy, likes to bring his pressures, see if he keeps the foot on the pedal on offense as well. And it's Ciso in the backfield, and it's a toss. Dorsey up the right side. Close to a first down and a flag thrown around the 50-yard line.
I think Dorsey had the first down, or was awfully close to it, but we'll see what this call is. Just kind of a sweep that time with the speed of Dorsey, and it's a hold on the Bearcats. They've had a couple of those tonight, so that will wipe out that run. The flag's lying right at the first down marker, so they'll mark it essentially back to where they were, and it will be 1st and 10 again from the Bearcat 41.
Colts not doing a good job of setting the edge tonight. A couple times they have. I mean, we talked about how they're a gap discipline defense. They haven't done a great job of setting the edge. Also, kudos to the Bearcats for getting around the edge. Those explosive players. We'll see. Micah and Ciso in the shotgun formation. Flank to his left, Khaled Dorsey. And then Ciso takes a snap, toss, sweep. To the left side, Dorsey breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's out across the 45-yard line, taken down on the 47. And it's Donovan Ball on the tackle. The 5'10", 195-pound junior.
5-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 5 there at the 46 as Dorsey was initially slowed down. Somebody got penetration into the backfield to slow him down before Ball able to make the tackle.
York High back at the line of scrimmage, getting the play call from the sideline. Rob Rideout comes to the near side, the boundary on the formation. And Mike Anciso in the pistol. Dejair Stewart in the backfield. And early movement in the offense. Both the tight ends, Seth Bernstein and the wideout, Rob Rideout, with the infraction. You see this pass formation is the same formation Dejair Stewart scampered for his 41-yard touchdown on the last possession for the Bearcats.
So that moves it back to the 41. It will be now 2nd and 10 for York High from there.
And they bring in the big body Phillips to lead the way for Dejair Stewart. Stopped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Great job by the defense bringing the penetration. And it is number 54, Isaiah Toredo, bringing the disruption. And finishing the play is number 82, Justin Resto with the tackle. Again, York High stands at the line of scrimmage getting the play call from the sideline.
There was a loss of a yard that time, so it's 3rd and 11 now for the Bearcats at their own 40. Clock ticks under 9 minutes. The Bearcats are up 14. They love to take some time off this clock.
They had Nathan Phillips, the big body up there to block up front. And Ciso takes the snap at the handoff up the middle. Khalid Dorsey gets a hold, breaking tackles. He's free. He's out across the 40 to the 30. Continues to break tackles. Nice move. He's down to the 20-yard line. Carrying defenders finally brought down at about the 18, 19-yard line of the Colts. What an impressive player.
He absolutely should not have made that run. He was boxed in, he was hit, he bounced off of a tackler who failed to wrap him up, but after that, he should have been tackled about 4 times, and he absolutely kept going, made guys miss, and got 40 yards on the carry into the Weckers Carpet red zone, 1st and 10 at the Cedar Cliff 20.
And back at the line, the Bearcats, same formation with Phillips on the wing, and it's a handoff of the middle. And nothing doing for the Bearcats as a host of Colts meet the ball carrier in the backfield.
That was Nigel Williams that time on the carry as he'd given Caleb Dorsey a little bit of a break. And where did they spot this thing? Right back, well, about the 19. Give him a yard for Williams. Will be 2nd and 9.
Williams doing everything he can, met in the backfield and pushes for a neutral gain. Back to the line. The Bearcats taking their time getting the play call from the sideline. Nigel Williams fixes the shoelace.
Yeah. They may have to take a timeout here because they're down to 5 seconds on the play clock, and now they throw the flag for a delay of game, or illegal substitution is what they motion against the Bearcats. So that'll be 5. That'll set them back to about the 24-yard line. From there, it will be 2nd down and about 14.
Bearcats opening this possession. 10 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Now over 3 minutes. They've milked off the clock on this drive as they hold on to a commanding 14-point advantage.
Dejair Stewart is the guy in the backfield now with Enciso. And a flag flies from the far side. So that you figure somebody's lined up where they shouldn't be. So they see illegal procedure against the Bearcats. Somebody must have moved. I didn't see it, so that moves them back 5 more. From there, it's going to be 2nd down and 20 from the 29-yard line.
We talked about how penalties can be drive killers. Just one, let alone 2 back-to-back penalties. The one factor is the explosive ability of this offense for York High. They can overcome that kind of adversity with these playmakers. And in the backfield, joining Mike Enciso is Khalid Dorsey. Enciso takes the snap. It's a handoff to Dorsey up the middle. He is stuck. And from the linebacking position, coming down to make the tackle is Kevin Lusk, 5'10", 195 pounds. Sophomore, an impressive stick. And the Bearcats face a 3rd and 19, the 28-yard line of the Colts.
Tell you what, that's the way to get Dorsey. If you got to get him and wrap him around the legs and wrap him up. And that's exactly what Lusk did that time. Did not allow Dorsey to get ahead of steam. And Dorsey comes out now. They've got Stewart in the backfield.
And Enciso takes the snap, looks to his left, throws it downfield. Intended receiver is right out. An incomplete pass. Good defense. The backside of the corner, Brady Ebersol high points the ball and breaks it up, putting York High at a 4th and 19 situation. So I imagine they'll try to throw it downfield once more.
Yeah, and that really was good defense by Ebersol that time. He was stride for stride with right out, and actually Ebersol had a better chance to catch that thing in the end zone. So on 4th down and long, the Bearcats will line up and go for it. 4th and 19 from the Cedar Cliff 28-yard line.
Ball in the middle of the field. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Moving from our left to right is York High from the 28-yard line of the Colts. And a quick snap, and the pressure comes, and Enciso is taken down in the backfield. The pressure immediately comes from the edge. Great call from the Colts defense, bringing the pressure. And again, it's number 24, Nick Yanovich, makes the play. Turnover on downs, and the Colts take over from the 28-yard line.
So 6:09 left in the game, and now Cedar Cliff's going to have to kick it into high gear because they need to score twice. They're down 14. There's the quarterback, takes the snap in the gun, and a little bubble screen to Whalen. Whalen, but nothing doing there. He gets 1 yard to the 30. Good defense. First guy making the hit, Maurice Fazell, the defensive tackle. So a gain of only 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 from there for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Nice to see some good sportsmanship. The offensive lineman, Ben Gregory, helping up his opponent, Dejair Stewart. Seen a couple skirmishes this game, so nice to see that good sportsmanship. At quarterback in the shotgun, it's Chris Dare. And he'll take the snap, he'll look to the left, throws it downfield, and another pass batted down at the line. And it is number 61, Maurice Retzel, with the breakup. Seen a masterful job of this defensive front. When they can't get to the quarterback, they put their hands up on those short, quick throws. It's coming out low.
So 5:32 on the clock now, and Cedar Cliff down 14. It's 3rd and 9 there. Ball at their own 30. Big play.
Chris Derrick, quarterback. Goes out to his left, throws it downfield. Incomplete pass. Intended receiver, Alex Lance. He's been a main target tonight on offense for the Colts. While he's gotten a lot of targets, not a lot of conversion.
That pass a little bit behind him to the outside. He had to go down to try to make the catch, couldn't do it. So 4th down, a unique physique punt. Dare drops into punt formation.
Dare goes from quarterback on the last play to punter on this play.
Bearcats don't necessarily believe him. They're watching for a fake here as Dare's one of the quarterbacks, and they have essentially 4 wide receivers in a set here. So
Up man is a starting quarterback, Bobby Whalen. The snap is good. A lot of pressure. Gets the punt off. Nice punt by Dare. Bounces at the 28-yard line. Takes a Colts bounce to the 24-yard line of York High, where they will take over with 5 minutes, 19 left in the fourth quarter and a commanding 14-point lead.
It's time again for York Mitsubishi September sales event with 0% financing or rebates and discounts up to $4,500 on all remaining 2017s in stock. So stop by and see what we can do for you on all Outlanders with 7-passenger seating, Outlander Sports, Lancers, and Mirages. And as always, get our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So don't miss out on York Mitsubishi September sales event while selection is still available. York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
The home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Welcome back to Smalls Field at York High. It's 2nd and 9 for the Bearcats from the 44-yard line after a keeper of about a half a yard for Enciso in the last play. Enciso in the backfield, joined by Stewart and Dorsey. The handoff, the fake Dorsey. Stewart gets the handoff. He's off to the right side, and he crosses. His first down. He's across the 50. He's across the 40, 30, 20, down to the 10, and dragged out of bounds at the 2-yard line. An impressive run. Dezier Stewart continues to carve through and dismantle this defense.
And that's going to be a run, Gareth, though they mark this thing at the, looks like around the 5-yard line, which would make it about they mark it at the 6, a 69-yard run for Dezier Stewart. And again, he did what Dorsey did a little while ago. He should not have made more than a few yards on that. He broke tackles, just made guys miss, and then turned on the speed.
And it's that slightest bit of misdirection with the fake handoff and then coming back. The fake handoff on his right to Dorsey, comes back to the left to Stewart, and it holds the defense, and Stewart no problem navigating through the defense, and a snap received here by Enciso. He keeps it up the middle. And good job by the defense. They'll bring Enciso down after a 1-yard gain. And again, it's the defensive lineman, Justin Resso, on a tackle.
And the Bearcats again in the Weckers Carpet red zone now. They'll have a 2nd and goal from the Cedar Cliff 4-yard line. Bearcats up 14. Clock ticks to 3:54 left in the York Mitsubishi fourth quarter.
Bearcats bring in some bigger bodies here at the goal line. On 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. And Enciso in the pistol, joined by Stewart in the backfield. Hand off to Stewart. He reaches across the goal line. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Dezier Stewart really had to stretch that thing out as he was hit about the 1.5-yard line. As he was going down, he held the ball out, and as he hit the deck, the ball crossed the goal line, and Stewart on the 4-yard touchdown run hits pay dirt. The Bearcats ice this thing now, go up 20, 48-28 with 3:32 remaining.
Plenty to share, plenty to go around in the backfield for the Bearcats tonight. It's been Dorsey, it's been Stewart, it's been Enciso. And the Bearcats continue to thrash the Colts here in the second half.
Yeah, this is a good win for York High. They're going to go to 3-0, wins over Reading, McCaskey, and Cedar Cliff. And tonight it was the explosive offense. Defensively, the Colts were slicing through them, but the Bearcats settled down really after the first quarter. They've given up just 1 score in the final 3 periods. So the Bearcat defense figured it out, and the Bearcats offense, mainly the running of Dorsey and Stewart, who between the two of them are going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 300, actually close to 400 yards tonight, maybe more. We'll have to tally it. They've been the difference tonight. 2-point conversion coming here with Enciso. Enciso in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw, fires it out in the flat for Dorsey and unable to hold it as he was hit by Lance just as the ball got there. So good defensive play by Alex Lance to break up the PAT. But with 3:32 left, the Bearcats lead at 48-28. Going to take a break on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine.
What Barbershop has two barbers with over 75 years of combined expert experience? What Barbershop has two licensed barbers who have done hair replacement demonstrations all over the country? There's only one answer, and that's Iacono's. Located at 2030 South Queen Street in York, this family-owned business has been serving York since 1972. For hair replacements, for chemo and fashion wigs for men and women, for a relaxing grooming experience, and for the best in the business, visit or call Iacono's at 854-8258.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOIK.
Back here at our Week 3 matchup. Smalls Athletic Field, William Penn Senior High School. The visiting Cedar Cliff Colts had a great start to the night, great start to the second half. And after their opening possession of the second half, it's been all York. And Smallwood approaches, puts toe to leather, picked up around the 22-yard line and taken out to the 40-yard line. 42-yard line. Brady Ebersol fielding the kick, taking it out.
Isaiah Peterson on the stop for York High. And Gareth, I have unofficially, and these are certainly unofficial, but they're close, between Kayla Dorsey and Dejure Stewart, I have them for 400 yards on the ground. 284 for Dorsey, 116 for Stewart.
You know, and you'd expect the Colts to be the ones riding roughshod, but it's the Bearcats tonight.
First and 10 for the Colts now. Stewart under center, hands it off to Dubas, who fights out over the 45 to the 46, gain of 5, but that's not really going to do him any good here as the clock ticks. We're down to 3:13 remaining. It's 2nd and 5.
For the Colts at quarterback, it's Chris Dare under center. Takes the snap, and it's a handoff. Running back Mike Dubas carries defenders out to the 49-yard line and sets up a 3rd and 2 for the Colts.
Big old Nathan Phillips dragged him down there. He's played a nice game at defensive tackle tonight for the York High Bearcats. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2 for the Colts.
Back to the line, it's Dare under center. Malone at fullback. Dubas gets the handoff from tailback, gets across the 50, across the 45, and a 1st down for the Colts. And he will be struck down by Mr. Smallwood for the Bearcats. And a fresh set of downs at the 44-yard line in York High territory. Colts. Back under center is Dare. Lance to the near side. And a roll out there, looks downfield, throws it to his fullback Malone. Malone catches it. And he's out to the 38-yard line. Met there by Robert Rideout and Devontae Wilson. Stop for the Bearcats. And a 2nd and 5. Sorry, 3rd and 5. 2nd and 5 for the Colts. Dare under center. Gives the handoff. Dubas getting close to the 35-yard line and close to a 1st down, 2 yards shy. And bring it back to the line. And Dare set up another handoff to Dubas. Dubas across the line to gain and out to the 30-yard line. Another 1st down for the Colts. They continue to keep a high-pace offense. Back to the line of scrimmage. They'll take a little more time in the huddle here.
Now Bearcats more than happy to let them do this. Now we're down to 1:20 on the game clock. Bearcats up 20, so it's just running it out. The Bearcats going to go 3-0, an impressive win tonight.
Dare takes a handoff, surveys downfield, throws it up for Lance. Lance, and another contested pass broken up by Bearcat defender Dejure Stewart. Does it on both sides of the ball.
Yes. Gareth Stewart had great position that time. He actually had the best shot at catching that thing, and now Lance is down in the end zone. He got up, did the Cedar Cliff player. After that pass, he got up, seemed okay, and now he's gone down in the end zone, and looks like he's maybe holding his, I'm not sure, maybe his right leg. Now he seems to be holding his chest as well, so seems to be in some distress as the trainer comes out to check on him. He seemed fine after the play, got up, and then went back down. Took a few steps, but great defense that time by DeJure Stewart.
Alex Lance has been a target on most throws from the Colts tonight. Unmatched with this defense. Robert Rideout, Deontay Wilson, DeJure Stewart, J.J. Bryant. A great job in this defensive backfield, going step for step and contesting every pass.
Well, let's take a moment here and we'll get a scoreboard update here for you from York Traditions Bank. And, well, we'll try anyway.
Lentz makes it off the field in Arizona.
Let's see if we can get our scoreboard back up here. And the final, Susquehanna goes to 2-1 tonight as they defeat Biglerville 28-12. Southwestern falls to 1-2. Carlisle over the Mustangs 28-19. Suburban leading Columbia 38-12 in the fourth. Still nothing other than the second quarter score from Dallastown Penn Manor tied at 14. That's over with, or that's further along. Dover gets in the win column. The Eagles defeat Redland 36-13. Littlestown 3-0 over Eastern 26-14.
Chris Dare with the handoff to Mike Dubas. Dubas breaking the tackle out. About a 9-yard gain. And he's met by number 70. The Bearcats, Armin White. Retracing his steps from the defensive line and making the play at a 3rd and 1. Colts quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Dare under center. At fullback, Donovan, and a handoff to Mike Dubas. Dubas crosses the line again. Another first down to the 15-yard line. And on the stop for the Bearcats is number 42, Isaiah Peterson. Colts back to the line of scrimmage. Donovan at fullback. Dubas at tailback. Out wide is Brady Ebersol, and it's another handoff to Dubas. Dubas on the left side finds a hole across the 5-yard line and a flag on the play. Again, good run support on the back side of this York defense. There's a hold against the Colts, so they'll bring it back. Both teams having issues grabbing cloth tonight. 31 seconds left in the ball game. 48-28. Bearcats over the Colts. And it's been a great night for this home crowd. We've talked again and again about the matchups around the league. We haven't talked a lot about this matchup being a benchmark for this York High team. They're playing a mid-Penn team in Cedar Cliff. Cedar Cliff year in and year out. Perennial power. This is a very big win for Russ Stoner and the York High Bearcats.
Absolutely, and Reading, McCaskey, and Cedar Cliff, so 3 good non-conference wins for the Bearcats with just 31 seconds left. Dubas now with unofficially 202 yards on the ground tonight and 37 carries. He's really been the workhorse, but the Bearcats have been very, very impressive with the win tonight. And now move into league play with a lot of momentum now, and maybe a dark horse team that not a lot of people thinking the York High would be competing for that Division I title, but may have to think otherwise at this point in time.
Russ Stoner heading back to the sideline after a huddle over the timeout. Waves to the crowd, get off your feet, we're up big, enjoy it. And the shotgun is Chris Dare. Takes a snap, looks to his right, a quick throw across the middle and misses his target. And it's number 15, Sean Hernandez, over the middle. And Chris Dare, also Bobby Whalen, playing quarterback tonight for the Colts. Neither quarterback able to get in a rhythm with throwing the ball. Chris Dare will break the huddle. Colts back to the line of scrimmage. Brennan Quigley joins Dare in the backfield. 2 receivers to the bottom side. Dare gets a snap over the middle to Hernandez. Hernandez is popped. Bearcat defender Isaiah Peterson with the stick. And a timeout from the Colts. They'll be facing a 3rd and 7.
Well, there was a lot of offense. Most of it came early, though, and the Bearcats defense really settled down. They've given up just one score after the first 8 minutes of this football game, Gareth. It was 21-20 at that time, and really looked like we were going to, maybe have to get a 3rd digit on the scoreboard, but the Bearcat defense has played very well since then, just giving up the one score to a potent Cedar Cliff offense that came in averaging 35 points a game.
Both these teams had incredibly impressive offensive stats coming into this game, balanced through the air attack and on the ground. York High proved to be the more explosive offense there. Solo in the backfield, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the bottom side. And across the middle, it's thrown to Ebersol. And another pass breakup from this defensive secondary. J.J. Bryant, the captain at corner, breaks up the play and forces 4th and 7 for the Colts.
Well, that was good defense. He just got the right hand in there and was able to bat that away, running with the receiver stride for stride. That's an awfully good play by a defensive back.
15 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. The Colts getting everything they can out of every play, going to finish this game. Play full 4 quarters. It's been a dogfight. Stare in the backfield, 2 receivers to the near side. Takes a snap there, looks to his left. Wants to let it go. Tucks it, scrambles, and throws for incomplete. Again, Brady Ebersol the target. And a turnover on downs. And the victory is sealed for the Bearcats here at home in front of a Smalls Athletic Field crowd who's been full of excitement all night.
Now, so the Bearcats will have to snap it one more time with 11 seconds left, and that'll wrap up a really good win, as you said, for this Bearcat team.
They'll go 3-0, start the season. Great head of steam going into league play. Backhand Ciso, victory formation. He'll take a snap and a knee. And we will head into our post-game feature brought to you by Penn State York.
And the final second goes off. Our final score, York High 48, Cedar Cliff 28. Penn State York postgame next on the High School Football Game of the Week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine.
Penn State York. Great faculty, small classes, personal attention. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, Penn State York can help you choose the class, the course, the program, the certificate, seminar, or degree you want. Penn State York offers 9 4-year bachelor degrees you can complete without leaving the area. There are also 7 associate degrees. You can also begin the first 2 years of more than 160 Penn State majors right here in York. No matter what class you take, the national reputation of Penn State will follow you throughout your career. Call Penn State York for a brochure. 771-4040. That's 771-4040.
Not only can you feel it in the air, you can hear it. High school football. Charlie's Donut Squad is working hard every day to make sure you head over to the high school with your favorite lineup. Jelly-filled, glazed, pumpkin, chocolate peanut butter, and brewing up some of that famous fresh Maple Donuts coffee. So what's the game plan, high school football fans? Just make sure you show up with a big orange box filled with Maple Donuts. Because I don't care who you're rooting for, it's a winner every time. Maple Donuts taste right.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
We're back here at our Penn State York post-game show from Smalls Athletic Field at York High. Now it's time for...
We're going to have our scoring recap, and that's brought to you by Brown's Orchards and Farm Markets. And it's going to be a bit of a long one tonight, so take it away. Take a deep breath and fire away.
Lots of live action. Just as they finished the game, they started the game hot. York High Opening possession going 72 yards. 4 plays, a minute 30 seconds off the clock, a 48-yard touchdown pass. Micah Enciso throws for his 3rd passing touchdown of the year, connects with Rob Rideout for his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. With 10 minutes 24 seconds left in the first quarter, York jumped out to an early 8-0 lead after the 2-point conversion from Seth Bernstein. Pass completed to Blake King on the ensuing possession. Cedar Cliff, 4 plays, 53 yards, a minute 3 seconds, finished with a 4-yard touchdown run from running back Mike Dubas. 9:20 left in the first quarter. Cedar Cliff 7, York 8. Ensuing possession for Cedar Cliff, set up from an interception. At the 16-yard line of York High, they go 2 plays, 16 yards, 37 seconds, finished with a 5-yard touchdown pass. Bobby Whalen connects with fullback on the swing pass, Caden Malone. 8 minutes, 31 seconds. Cedar Cliff jumped out to its first lead, 14-8. Next possession for York High. 7 plays, 53 yards, finished with a 1-yard quarterback run. Mike Enciso does the honors after a failed 2-point conversion. Knotted at 14s at 5 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first quarter. And Cedar Cliff answers with a 2-play, 60-yard drive. And it was a 55-yard touchdown run from Mike Dubas with just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Cedar Cliff took the lead back 21-14. And York had one more answer before halftime, going 1 play, 12 seconds, 80 yards on an 80-yard touchdown run from Khaled Dorsey with 4 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first half. Gave us our halftime score of Cedar Cliff 21, York High 20. And as soon as we came out from the halftime break, it was all cylinders for Cedar Cliff on a dominating drive, going 68 yards, 7 plays, ran through the heart of the defense of the Bearcats, finished with a 2-yard quarterback run, Bobby Whalen. That was with 6 minutes, 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Cedar Cliff 28, York High 20. And the wheels fell off for Cedar Cliff as York High hit the accelerator. And on the ensuing possession, went 81 yards. A touchdown run from Khaled Dorsey. And the 2-point conversion was good. And Ciso kept it, quarterback keeper. And at 6:34 left in the third quarter, York High knotted it at 28 with Cedar Cliff. Ensuing possession for Cedar Cliff, an interception, and it is a 60-yard pick six for Robert Rideout. Put York High in the lead, 36-28, and it was all York from there. As on their next possession, they go 5 plays, 45 seconds, 62 yards, finished with a 41-yard touchdown run. Dejor Stewart getting in the action with 11:51 left in the fourth quarter. York 42, Cedar Cliff 28. And the final score of the night, continuing that action, Dejor Stewart capped off a 4-play, 41-yard drive with a 4-yard touchdown run. And with 3 minutes, 32 seconds, York High took the lead, 48-28, and gave us our final, York High over Cedar Cliff, 48-28.
All right, our scoring recap from Brown's Orchards and Farm Markets. A lot to talk about tonight. The Bearcats, with an impressive win, go to 3-0 on the season. We're going to take a break, and we will come back with our final stats, brought to you by WellSpan Sports Medicine on Sports Radio on the WOIK1350.com and Game Time PA.
Brown's Orchards and Farm Market in Loganville was built on teamwork, commitment, and passion. For over 65 years, Brown's has been a delicious destination for hand-picked fruits and award-winning bakery treats. As we celebrate football season, make Brown's Catering your tailgating headquarters for barbecue, party trays, wings, steamed shrimp, giant 2-foot subs, and more. Brown's applauds every football player, coach, cheerleader, band member, and parent for your teamwork, commitment, and passion for the game. Come to Brown's in Loganville to celebrate the big win. Brown's Orchards.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
It's time again for York Mitsubishi September sales event with 0% financing or rebates and discounts up to $4,500 on all remaining 2017s in stock. So stop by and see what we can do for you on all Outlanders with 7-passenger seating, Outlander Sports, Lancers, and Mirages. And as always, get our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So don't miss out on York Mitsubishi September sales event while selection is still available. York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOIK.
And we are back here at Small Athletic Field in York as the Bearcats celebrate going to 3-0. They complete their non-conference slate unblemished with an impressive 48-28 win over the Cedar Cliff Colts, who were unbeaten coming into this one tonight. Time for our post-game stats now from WellSpan Sports Medicine. And an impressive night for the running back for the Cedar Cliff Colts, Mike Dubas, 5'10", 178-pound senior, 37 carries, 202 yards, and a couple of touchdowns tonight. Bobby Whalen, the QB, 9 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. And Brennan Quigley had 1 carry for 2 yards. So on the night, the Colts had a pretty good night rushing, and I lost my total here for them. 47 carries for 247 yards on the ground tonight. Through the air, Bobby Whalen was 3 of 10 for 21 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Chris Dare was 7 of 19 for 76 yards. He had 1 interception, so overall they were 10 of 29 for 97 yards through the air. 344 total yards for the Colts receiving. Alex Lance 2 for 17. Bobby Whalen 3 for 2 yards net. Mike Dubas 1 for 3. Cade Malone 2 for 17. Justin Carter 1 for 50. Donovan Ball 1 for 3. And Sean Hernandez 1 for 5. For the York High Bearcats on the ground, wow, what a night. Kayla Dorsey, 19 carries, 284 yards. Gareth, a couple of touchdowns, those touchdown runs of 80 and 81 yards.
Whoa.
Yeah. DeJure Stewart, 6 carries, 116 yards, not a bad night either. His touchdowns of 41 and 4, but he had a 69-yard run that was not for a score. Micah Anciso, the quarterback, 7 carries, 16 yards, including a 1-yard quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Nigel Williams, 1 carry, 1 yard. 33 rushes, 417 yards on the ground tonight for the Bearcats. That's not bad. Micah Anciso through the air, 4 of 10 tonight, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That touchdown was a 50-yard pass to Rob Rideout, his only catch of the night. Anthony Jamison had 1 for 38. DeJure Stewart 2 for 12. Bearcats 517 yards of offense tonight against a Cedar Cliff Colt team that I think is not too bad.
Double, whoa.
Yeah. So those are your final stats from WellSpan Sports Medicine. We're going to take our final break, wrap it up for you, give you our scoreboard show and our player of the game for your neighborhood Sure Save Markets after this on the high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on WOYK 1350 and Game Time PA.
Keep up to date on Penn State football all season on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. I'm Ron Ruben, and I'll have Penn State updates Wednesdays through Fridays. Hear from Coach James Franklin and key players as the Nittany Lions get ready for Saturday's game. Penn State updates are brought to you by your neighborhood Sure Save Markets, financial advisor Dave Sprinkle, and Penn State York. Get the latest on Penn State football on your home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Get your football party started with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save Markets. Pick up party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. Get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet rising crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York, and at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
And welcome back to Small Field as the crowd files out tonight, and the home folks are happy. The Bearcats win at 48-28 tonight over Cedar Cliff, and was an impressive win. And time now for our neighborhood Sure Save Markets player of the game.
Hands down, which is hard to say whenever there's a running back that goes for 284 yards on the ground. But hands down, my choice for player of the game is junior, number 12, Rob Rideout, 5'10", 155 pounds. Did it on both sides of the ball. On offense, he only had 1 catch for 50 yards and a touchdown. on defense had 2 interceptions. One was for a 60 return 60 yards for a touchdown, and made a myriad of plays in run support for the defense of the Bearcats, and really sealed the victory tonight against the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Yep, Rob Rideout, our Neighborhood Sure Save Markets player of the game, doing it on both sides of the ball for the Bearcats tonight. All right, let's get our York Traditions Bank post-game scoreboard, see what happened around the league. Otherwise, Susquehannock goes to 2-1. They beat Biglerville 28-12. Southwestern falls to 1-2. They lose to Carlisle 28-19. Suburban gets its first win of the year, 38-12 over Columbia. Dallastown about to get its second win. It's 49-20 over Penn Manor, that one in the fourth. Dover gets into the win column. The Eagles 36 over Redland 13. Littlestown is unbeaten. They down Eastern 26-14. Hanover falls from the ranks of unbeaten as they go down to Annville-Cleona 21-14. Hempfield edges Central York 24-21, so the Panthers putting up a good fight in that one, but dropping to 1-2. Manheim Central 66, West York 6. Bulldogs off to a tough 0-4 start. They get a week off now before they start league play. DeLone goes to 3-0. The Squires an impressive 44-19 win over New Oxford. Red Lion winning by forfeit over Chambersburg because of some threats apparently of violence over in Chambersburg tonight. They canceled that game. It's Northeastern going to 3-0. They defeat Solanco 21-7. Garden Spot keeps Spring Grove winless as they defeat the Rockets 56-21. In Gettysburg 14, Waynesboro 13, and Berks Catholic over previously unbeaten York Catholic 50-0. Wow, the Irish, that was their only loss last year, and they looked awfully good when we saw them against Suburban 2 weeks ago. I still think they have to be one of the favorites in what could be a pretty competitive Division III. And the last score we had was 7-1. The Revs were losing to the Barnstormers. That was in the fourth inning. That's got to be much further along down the road at Peoples Bank Park, but that's the last score we have. Is the Revs need one win this weekend to get into the playoffs, and I have a feeling they're going to get that. So that's our York Traditions Bank post-game scoreboard show. Remind you, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Central PA Game Day. Steve Navaroli, Matt Present for you. Get you all wrapped up on Friday night scores, get you ready for your sports weekend. Next Friday, we'll be at Central as Northeastern goes into play Central. Central coming in at 1-2. Close loss tonight, and Northeastern maybe a surprising 3-0. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that.
We talked about some of the culture being built over at Northeastern playmakers that they've just been filing through year in and year out, bringing new guys in to replace the graduation there, and we'll see. Interesting matchup.
It should be, so I hope you can join us for that one next Friday night at 6:30. It's going to do it for us again. For Leif Johnson on the video for Game Time, my partner Gareth Hissong, our final score tonight, York High 48, Cedar Cliff 28. I'm Ron Ruman. Thanks for listening, folks, and you have a good night.
Thank you for listening to WOYK's High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of the York Revolution, bringing you the best of the York Adams League every Friday night. High School Football is here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Listen on the go with the WOYK mobile apps and online at WOYK1350.com. And make sure to tune in every Saturday